That's right, Skullytin is back to making videos of playing games 100% in 100 days. Today, I'm a Viking placed in the 10th Norse world called Valheim to prove myself worthy of Valhalla. I'll be building, farming, sailing, and fighting these goofy boneheads. Okay, Mr. Berserker, nice lunge. My guy must play Halo. How far can I make it? Let's find out, and I played 100 days of Valheim. Once my character was made, I started a new world and hopped in. I left all the settings for this world at default as the entire objective is to see how far I can make it in 100 days of vanilla Valheim. I was flown in by a giant bird who carelessly dropped me in the middle of a bunch of altars with different shapes drawn on them. I investigated the nearby Eikthyr, which gave me the location of the very first boss in Valheim, Eikthyr. I had some preparation to do before getting to that though, so off I went. You'll often see me marking locations on the map according to what's in the area. In this case, I marked the location of some raspberry bushes. I ran around gathering wood and stone so I could make my first couple of tools, a hammer and an axe. I used the axe to chop down a tree and immediately made my first weapon, the club. I used it to smash my first enemy just to get used to the combat, but unfortunately, he seemed more interested in running than fighting. I used some wood to place a workbench inside a nearby dilapidated building I found before using my hammer to fix the place up. Once I placed down a bed and a campfire, I was officially in my first home. There was still much to do, however, so I ventured out into the trees in search of everything I could get my hands on. I was mainly searching for boar, but took the time to gather any resources like raspberries and mushrooms I could find along the way. I almost immediately found another small hut, this one containing a beehive, so I did what any smart person would do. I jumped and attacked to try to knock it down, slowly dying to poison damage from the bees. Brilliant. After a moment of this just not working, I made a workbench and dismantled the building until the beehive fell, being rewarded with some honey and a queen bee, which will allow me to make honey of my own. Soon after, I found a small stream and I found new enemies called necks which drop their tails, and I found a plethora of flint laying around, so I gathered up as much as I could get my hands on. I also found another beehive, so I broke down the structure once again to claim the goods. I finally found my first boar, so I snuck up on it to take it out easily before moving off in a different direction in search of more. I found a couple here and there, but they were seemingly rather sparse. I took a moment to sneak attack a deer, and soon after, I found this. Here's what I'm looking for. Oh boy, those are some scary boars. Okay, that hurt a lot. Oh. These boar are deadly. Oh, I don't have much health to work with and I'm not healing much at all. Oh no! Why did I sit? I hit the wrong button. Alright, a blunder. Though the AI seems to not be very smart. Oh, some big hits? I separated them. This is huge. Yeah. Yeah. By the time I was done giving the local population of boar an extinction event, it was already day 2. A thick fog rolled in as I was making my way home. I placed a couple beehives above my door to start honey production, and then went inside to get to work. You see, my goal of finding boar was to take the leather scraps they drop and craft a bow. The bow makes hunting boar and deer far easier, and I wanted to stockpile food and skins as I was in major need of both. By the time that was done, I was already annoyed by the buzzing of the beehives, so I moved them further away on a tree. I cooked up some of the boar meat I brought home, crafted a handful of wooden arrows, and set back out to the wilderness. This time, I was looking for deer, as their hides can help with more tools like shields and armor, as well as their trophies are important for summoning the first boss of the game. Nice. Could barely see them, but +2. I spent the entire day hunting deer, finding an occasional boar, marking locations of raspberries and mushrooms, and even finding 3 more beehives to take the queens for my own honey production. I went at it until my bow was almost broken, bringing home a total of 29 deer hides and 40 deer meat on top of all the other resources I found along the way. A successful day of hunting that ended with placing more beehives and cooking a bunch of meat over the fire. In the the early hours of day 3, I crafted a wooden shield to complement the rest of my gear so far. At this point in my playthrough, I didn't realize I was missing something that would lead to a bit of an improvement in gear, but we'll see that in just a bit. I headed out to gather more leather scraps from boar as I needed more of it to upgrade my newly crafted shield to the next level. After finding many more areas with raspberries and mushrooms, I eventually found another boar spawn point and made the most of it. I also found another couple of beehives, making my honey production pretty good early on. This is when I realized what I was missing. When I tried to upgrade my shield, I realized my workbench wasn't leveled up yet. I placed down the chopping block, which I learned to craft earlier by picking up flint, and I unlocked not only the possibility of leveling up my new shield, but I also learned how to make the leather armor set. I immediately took my deer hide and crafted the whole set, which took my armor value from 2 to 6. I was feeling pretty good about my gear situation, so I took it upon myself to challenge Eikthyr. I headed straight over to Eikthyr's altar after a good night's rest. I'm an idiot, I didn't press record! Unfortunately, I'm dumb and forgot to press the record button on my recording software, but I planned on fighting this boss twice anyway since I like to have a trophy to hang in my house because it's really cool. After taking Eikthyr down, I repaired my gear and summoned them again. This guy spends a lot of time running away. That was great damage. God, that knockback, even with the parry, it just sends you flying. It's so weird how when he lands that, he always lands facing you. The key to this is just using the stones, the rocks, just to get him to run back at you. Whoa. Alright, one more combo should do. Nice. This boss only has a few moves and all are pretty easy to read, so I only took a couple of hits throughout both fights. I was rewarded with not only Eikthyr's trophy, but also several hard antlers which allow me to craft the antler pickaxe, a tool that will prove important in the very near future. Before heading home, I stopped at the sacrificial stones, found where the bird dropped me at the beginning of the playthrough, and attached one of the Eikthyr trophies I obtained. Doing this with every boss trophy in Valheim allows you to learn a powerful ability that grants very specific buffs to my character for a short duration of 5 minutes. Not all of these are created equal, but they all have their uses nonetheless. Eikthyr's ability allows my character to run and jump at a much lower stamina cost, which is incredibly good at all points in the game. Once I made it home, I crafted 3 antler pickaxes, stored the remaining antlers, and immediately left again, this time in search for the next biome. I haven't seen any clue of this next biome yet, but it wasn't long before I was able to find a sliver of black forest to the southeast. I immediately found a burial chamber, alongside several skeletons and grey dwarves. Alright, we're in there. Oh! Alright, we're off to a good start here. Once I had them all handled, I went inside the burial chamber to see what I could find. Oh boy. Oh, there's like a mini boss here. Oh god, I'm not ready for that. Fighting all of these enemies at the same time was a bit overwhelming, so I stepped outside to give the skeletons time to forget I exist. I made a campfire to reset my rested bonus in the meantime. By the way, if you don't know what the rested bonus is, it's a specific set of time shown in the upper right corner of the HUD that gives you a couple of buffs while it's active, namely increased health and stamina regen. Incredibly useful to have. You'll notice throughout my whole playthrough that I do everything possible to keep this active as often as I can. Once the rested bonus reset, I went back inside the burial chamber, this time refusing to back down. Oh, there he is. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that was close because I mistimed my block, but overall, that went pretty well. I cleaned up the skeletons and rancid remains that pushed me out and took the fight further in. This is where I found a skeleton spawner, and once it was destroyed, it made the whole dungeon a lot easier to explore. Oh, an archer. Not great. Okay, saved. Okay, this very first crypt is just already out to get me. It was in the next room I found exactly what I was hoping to find, surtling cores. These surtling cores allow for crafting of furnaces and charcoal kilns, the workbenches needed to work with metals. I collected all the items I could find before moving on to other paths. I didn't find much of anything else useful here, unfortunately. That is until this. Oh, that's not great. There's a ghost here. Holy. You can only parry them via the audio. Like, you can only make sense of their attacks via their audio. Oof. Oof. My club is gonna break. Nice! I killed it with a punch. No way, there's a Vegvasir here. This is huge. Taking out the ghost broke my weapon, but it was all worth it. Finding the Vegvasir made my life a lot easier for a couple of reasons. First, knowing the location of the boss is always useful, and second, it also points in the direction of more of the biome the boss is featured in. In this case, I now knew exactly where to find more Black Forest. Since my weapon broke just as the ghost was destroyed, I had to be careful. I left the burial crypt, but didn't leave the area without looking around a bit more. I ended up finding several nodes of tin, a resource that I'll be needing a bunch of to make new weapons, armors, and tools. I mined as much as I could carry along the coastline before heading home. I learned upon reaching home that it was already out of storage space, so I had to take a moment to chop wood to craft more chests. I placed down another 3, emptied my inventory, then took a moment to craft a deerhide cape. It doesn't really add anything except 1 armor and a little bit of style points, which is cool, right? I ventured out again to where I was earlier in search of more resources. The next big thing I needed was copper. You see, we're now in what's called the Bronze Age of Valheim. To make bronze, you have to smelt tin and copper ingots and then use them together at a forge to create bronze ingots. I need 2 copper and 1 tin for every single bronze ingot, so I had a lot of work ahead of me. Before that could begin, I needed to locate some copper nodes in the Black Forest. Fortunately, this didn't take me long at all to find. Just to the east of the burial chamber I raided earlier, I found 2 copper nodes ripe for mining. Oh, I think that might be copper. It is. All right, huge. Let's clear the area. I set up a small camp with a workbench and a campfire so I could rest and repair whenever I needed, and got to work. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go at it for very long as night fell and I was overwhelmed by a pack of grey dwarves looking for a fight. In Valheim, whenever night falls, enemy spawns increase and they will actively make their way towards noises that they hear, in this case, my pickaxe on metal. Fighting them in large numbers is one thing, but a brute with a higher health pool and a shaman to heal them and then poison me, I had no choice but to bail. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Black Forest at night. Yep, the Black Forest at night is not great. I already had the location marked on my map, so I knew where to return later on. While it's unfortunate that I couldn't get much copper, I wouldn't be able to do anything with it yet anyway, as I needed more surtling cores to make furnaces and charcoal kilns. I decided that I'd return home to regroup for now, with the plan to find more burial chambers the next day. As soon as I awoke, I sprinted towards the Black Forest. I discovered the area I'm exploring leads up to a mountain, which if you know Valheim, then you know the fear I felt in this moment. I continued exploring, carefully avoiding treading too closely to the mountain in hopes that I would avoid luring wolves or drakes on myself. It took me a long while before I discovered any more burial chambers. This wasn't all bad, however, as I discovered a plethora of other things that will surely be helpful. Things like carrot seeds, thistle, blueberries, troll caves, flint arrows, and gold. All important finds. I made sure to mark all the locations of everything on my map, including any other copper nodes I found while discovering everything else. I did a complete circle around the mountain before I found a single burial chamber. Well, skeletons is a good sign. This might be a crypt. I keep calling it crypt, it's burial chambers. Yes, perfect. After I finally found one, I set up a campfire, rested up, and ventured inside. I wasn't exactly welcomed here, as I was attacked by a powerful 2-star skeleton. Oh, 2-star skeleton, not great. It's all about just moving in just the right way, so they don't hit you back. Oh shoot, my weapon broke. I did craft another before coming inside. Excellent. Oh man. One core, 2 core, 3 core. I have 5 on me, there's 4 at home. I have a total of 9. I'm pretty sure it costs 5 each. So I'd really like to find one more. This burial chambers rewarded me with 5 surtling cores, leaving me 1 short to be able to craft 1 smelter and 1 charcoal kiln. Determined to find the last one I needed, I stayed in the Black Forest even with nightfall and a thick fog rolling in. I found myself in the middle of a huge fight between skeletons and grey dwarves. I pit them against one another, striking only when safe to do so to preserve myself as much as I could. This guy. Yeah. Me and the skeleton became temporary teammates. The good thing about finding skeletons is that they're often found near the entrances to burial chambers, and sure enough, one was hidden nearby. Oh, that's a lot of skeletons. Is there really not a single core here? Man, how incredibly unlucky is that? Not a single surtling core. My luck was running low as this entire dungeon didn't have a single surtling core for me. Running back into the dark Black Forest, I wasn't far off from yet another burial chamber. I used the skeletons again to take out some nearby grey dwarves, eliminated them as a reward, and went inside. Nice, exactly what I was hoping to find. This one was also small, but it had several surtling cores waiting for me inside. The interesting thing is that every single dungeon I went inside so far has also had a Vegvisir. I'm not sure if the rate of them has gone up since I last played, but it seemed kinda weird that they were commonly found right now. Now that I had what I've been searching for, I made my way home to get metalworks started. I mined some stone, then placed a smelter and a charcoal kiln outside of my house, then chopped some wood to fill up the charcoal kiln, taking the charcoal it produced to flame the fires of the furnace to smelt the ores that I had. I needed a lot more of these to get things really going, but getting things started just felt good. I took the entirety of day 7 to smelt all the ores I currently have and to stockpile some wood, as the near future was going to be extremely busy. I logged out for the night before day 8 began, so when I logged back in the next day, I ran off to the copper deposits I made a camp near previously to get to mining. I stayed here until my carrying capacity was completely maxed out, only stopping once to tackle a gang squad of Grey Dwarves. The mission now was to get bronze production going in full swing, so back at home I filled up the furnace with copper ore and let it do its thing while I gathered wood to keep charcoal going. I took some copper to make a forge, which is the key workbench needed to work metals into equipment and tools, and by the time all the copper ingots were done producing, I had enough to make just 11 bronze ingots. While this isn't a lot, it was enough to grant me a good start. The first thing I did was make some bronze nails, which teaches me how to make a cart. This will help with gathering more resources as I can fill it up and roll it home. I used the remaining 10 bronze ingots to make a bronze pickaxe, which will help slightly speed up the mining process when I get back to it. I slept the rest of the night, resting up for the mining frenzy to come. When I arrived at the mining camp the next morning, I did my usual of clearing enemies out of the area before mining. As I was doing this, I heard a distant growl, the type that you know something big is nearby. Yeah, I knew I heard you. That's gonna be a small problem. I took a moment to place down my cart so I could haul copper ore, and made just a bit too much noise doing so. Oh, here he comes. A troll emerged from up the hill, chasing me down with the intent to kill. My gear is obviously not good at this point, but I knew exactly what to do. I've played a ton of MMOs in my time, so I did the classic bow kiting technique. Running far enough away to pull off a headshot on the troll, conserving stamina in a way to be able to run, jump, or roll as needed, and before long, the troll was slain. Okay! Hey, look at that, first troll down. I claimed the troll leather and trophy as my reward, and got to the task of mining finally. I spent all day picking away at the copper deposits, only stopping to take out the occasional Grey Dwarf. Whenever my inventory was full, I'd empty out all the stone and copper ore into the cart and get back to work. After a while, night fell, so I had to be extra mindful of my surroundings. It wasn't long before a large group of Grey Dwarves attacked me, including a brute and a shaman, making it quite difficult to clear them out. I left the area for the night, playing it safe to maintain my skills. If you didn't know, in Valheim, whenever your character dies, you lose a percentage of your skills, which means that your character isn't able to be as effective as it was before death. You can regain those skills, of course, but death is always something worth avoiding to maintain them. I also should have brought back some copper ore since I had space in my inventory, but hindsight is 20/20. On day 10, I spent the whole day mining away, fighting off Grey Dwarves whenever they appeared as usual. I completely drained both copper deposits near my camp, taking home just shy of 4 whole stacks of copper ore. Just as the sun was setting, I attached my cart to myself, used my Eikthyr ability, and ran home with all of my hard-earned goods. Once I arrived, I filled up the furnace and charcoal kiln, and turned in for the night. The next thing to do was to smelt, so I got straight to it. I kept busy chopping wood, letting the furnace do its thing. I planned on doing this all day, but then this happened. Oh, I'm getting raided. Oh no. Oh, we got shamans, we got brutes. Not great. Oh, that shaman's making things a nightmare. Ooh, we got the shaman down. Kinda huge. Oh, another one just showed up. Oh, I got smacked. Alright, the forest rests again. I think that's good. Yeah, a lot of these guys are about to leave then. Oh, this can't be my first death. No way. Oh, finally. While the unfortunate part of this is that it took nearly all day to whittle down the Grey Dwarf attack force, I found it to be good practice for managing stamina against large groups of enemies. I made my way back home, filled up the charcoal kiln and furnace once again, and slept for the rest of the night. Days 12 and 13 were largely uneventful. I kept myself busy with more smelting of copper ore into ingots, and I realized that I was in need of leather scraps, so I left to find some. The boar locations I marked on my map earlier didn't have a single boar, so I was left to my devices of hoping to find more while exploring. This whole thing reminded me that I can set up a farm of sorts to breed boar to have easier access to the resources, something I made a plan to do later on. While I was searching for boar, I stumbled upon a few deposits of tin in a small black forest, which is great considering I'm in need of more to make bronze. I mined them up and made my way home with what I found. Now that I had enough bronze ingots, I started crafting some new equipment. I made myself a bronze mace, buckler, tunic, and leggings. I was one bronze ingot shy of being able to make a helmet as well, since I needed more tin. This was the perfect excuse to put my new gear to the test, so I headed to the Black Forest with the goal of taking out some tough enemies and mining more tin. It was near instant upon entering the Black Forest that I found the perfect target for testing my gear. Oh yeah, I hear him stomping around. There he is. Oh yes! Man, this bronze gear is such a massive upgrade, I love it! Now that I knew for sure I could take trolls on in melee combat, I wouldn't shy away from taking them on. Of course, the game read my thoughts and put me in quite the predicament. Oh, there's another troll here. And another one up there. This place is lousy with trolls. Oh boy. We got the Grey Dwarf crew rolling in on me. Oh, and another troll rolling in. This is not ideal. Nice. Alright, nice even ground here. Oh god. Oh god, I almost died. Oh no! Not the tree! Oh man. Mark my first death at day 14 to a lumberjack troll. As soon as I respawned, I ran straight to my grave to obtain my lost gear. Luckily, I got there without a single incident and took the fight to the enemies responsible for my first death. Alright, where is this guy? Come here. It's time for vengeance. Come on over. Oh, what the? Smashed a hole in the ground. Oh, the other one hears us too. I gotta get these guys one at a time. I hear the other troll coming. No, come on, man. Okay, all right. It's been a bit messy, but we got one of them. I also realized while I was doing this that I do not have the rested bonus. Not ideal. Let's fix that. Ah, there he is. That one went by quite smoothly. That was great. This new gear is great, but I still had to properly pace myself to avoid dying again. After I cleared the enemies, I continued working my way to the shoreline in search of tin. The coastline here was absolutely filled with it, so it didn't take long at all before I was full weight capacity and heading home. Just as I arrived home, day 15 began with the sounds of tin ingots smelting and my axe chopping wood. When I went inside to repair my tools and put things in storage, I had a realization. I could make the troll leather set. This set is pretty great for a couple of reasons. First, it adds plus 15 to the sneak skill if you have all 4 pieces of gear equipped. Second, it has no movement speed penalty like the bronze and other metal-based sets have, which adds to sneak as well as just overall maneuverability. I generally prefer heavier armor in most situations, but at this moment the troll set was just calling out to me, so I crafted 3 pieces of the set. This was also beneficial in streamlining the upgrades to my bronze mason buckler, since I no longer was worried about crafting the bronze helmet and then upgrading the entire armor set. Since I'm now going to be stealthing a bit, it makes complete sense to craft a knife for the big backstab damage, so I did just that. I was now left with 2 major objectives. I needed more tin so I could increase my cooking capabilities, as the cauldron requires 10 tin, as well as I needed to take out more trolls for their leather to make the cape to complete the set, and more beyond that to upgrade the set to the next level. I set out to the Black Forest again with these goals in mind, hoping that the armor I had on now would allow me to handle the trolls effectively. I prioritized mining tin first, as it was definitely the easier objective to do right now. It didn't take long at all to get more than what I needed. As I was moving up the coast, I discovered a troll cave nearby. Since my rested bonus was almost expired and it was raining, giving me the wet debuff, I gathered resources to make a campfire under the shelter of the troll cave entrance. Now it was time to test my new equipment. This one has a log for a weapon. I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll try. I mean, it wasn't bad. Oh, that hurt. He knocked me right out of his cave, man. I'm not sure what to do about this. The ones with the log are just a lot tougher because they have not only different attacks that you have to learn, but it's a matter of the log hits so much harder than their fists do. Well, I parried him, but again, he knocked me right out of the cave. Let's try again. Oh, nice. Alright, lay down some good damage, and then got the hell out. Nice. It all worked out in the end. A little bit cheesy, admittedly, but you know what? He's dead, and I'm alive, so we take those. It was a bit precarious, but a win is a win. Not a great place, man. Will he hear me if I eat food? I guess not. Don't go too far now. Well, I guess he saw me. Oh yeah, he sees me. He absolutely sees me. What are you doing, man? He's like thinking about fighting me? I don't know. Of course, I can't land my shot, so maybe he'll win by default. What is this guy on about? Ooh, what the heck? How was that such a big hit? Buddy, are you coming to fight me yet? Alright, he's coming to fight me. Oof. Not the tree. Oh, now he's walking away again. Okay, well, that didn't exactly go how I imagined it in my head, but it's fine. I don't really know what that troll was on about, but at least I got the leather. I couldn't find any more trolls in this area, so I made my way home with what I had for now. I started the tin ore smelting into ingots for the cauldron, and then went inside to craft the troll leather cape. I now had the whole set, so I also got the plus 15 sneak bonus, a truly useful thing to have. I am quite blue. I only had 5 troll leather left, so I could only afford to upgrade 2 pieces of equipment to the next level for now. I did so with the tunic and the trousers. Once I had 10 tin ready to go, I placed a campfire down outside my front door and a cauldron over it. This is a pretty nice jump in cooking capabilities, gaining access to the recipes for boar jerky and queen's jam. I had plenty of resources to make both of these, so I loaded up on them for future use. I also remembered at this time that with my bronze axe I could finally chop down birch trees. Birch trees are special because they give a unique type of wood called Finewood. Obtaining Finewood unlocks a ton of recipes. Most importantly, the portal and the carve. With the realization that I could make these things, I spent the rest of the day chopping down birch trees to collect as much fine wood as I could. This will lead into finally taking time to make my own custom base. Before I was willing to settle down in any location, however, I needed to be able to make portals. I just learned the recipe, but I also needed Surtling cores to craft and place them, 2 specifically per portal, which means a total of 4 to make a set work. The Black Forest to the southeast that I've been frequenting was pretty sparse on burial chambers at this point, so finding Surtling cores there was pretty unlikely. This is where the location knowledge of the next boss comes into play. Knowing the Elder is to the north, I knew there was Black Forest to the north as well, since it's only possible for that boss to spawn in that biome. I wasn't sure of the pathing to this biome though, so I grabbed materials needed to make a carve in case I needed water transportation to get there. I was now ready and used Eikthyr to run to the north as quickly as possible. Once I was within the Black Forest, I found a Grey Dwarf spawner. Not wanting to be followed by Grey Dwarves, I destroyed it quickly, being rewarded with my first Ancient Seed. This item is used to spawn the Elder, so I figured it was now a good time to start gathering them. Just a few steps further in, I laid eyes on a burial chamber. Skeletons pose nearly no threat to me now, allowing me to sprint through uncontested, grabbing up any Surtling cores I could find alongside any valuables like rubies, amber, and pearls. Well, ghosts are much easier now. I ended up stumbling upon a troll cave as well, containing a troll on the outside and on the inside. Eliminating them both using my copper knife gave me another 10 troll hide, plenty to level up the rest of my armor to level 2. I carried on, making my way through the Black Forest, entering 2 more burial chambers, scooping up every Surtling core I could. I ended up with a total of 11, a good amount to work with, including the leftover couple left at my house. I wasn't quite done here yet though. Since I was much closer to the Elder's altar, I figured it would make sense to place a portal somewhere nearby to save myself the time of running back up here to do it later. I was missing a key component to do this though, 10 Grey Dwarf eyes. I had 7 on me from killing a few on my way through the area already, I just needed a few more. I found the perfect opportunity to make this happen extremely fast, another Grey Dwarf spawner. The great thing about Grey Dwarf spawners is that they randomly spawn all types of Grey Dwarves. Knowing this, I was able to wait until broods spawned, eliminating them and being rewarded with more Ancient Seeds for doing so. They're the only Grey Dwarf that does drop Ancient Seeds, and it's not a guaranteed drop, but I ended up getting 3 Ancient Seeds from 3 broods anyway, and another for taking out the spawner itself, leaving me with more than enough to summon the Elder when I'm ready. I had to cross a river in order to continue going north, but it wasn't wide enough to justify making a boat, so I just swam across. Oh. I didn't realize that guy was right there. Where I landed on the other side was right next to another burial chamber, so I just jumped inside to clear it. It turns out I'm now able to take out rancid remains in just 2 hits after a parry, leaving me feeling even more confident in my combat capabilities with this equipment. Oh my god, there's so many cores in here! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a single room? This burial chamber was an incredible find, granting me a total of 15 Surtling cores, adding up to 26 in my inventory. I've never found so many in a single burial chamber before. I had to manage my inventory a little bit to make space to carry them all, so I dropped a few things I deemed less important for now and carried on towards the Elder's altar. Here it is. Right on the coastline too. There's a troll here. Gonna have to eliminate that guy. And there's the building I can set up a portal and safe. This is actually really nice. Really good location. Not a good time for you to move, man. Oh, that's such big damage. That's insane. And I took insane damage too. Oh. Not a good parry. Gorgeous. Oh, I'm far too heavy to pick all that up. I'll come back and grab that after I set up the portal. That'll empty my inventory some. Now that the troll's out of the way, I can safely make a portal. Hello friends, I am hereby evicting you all from this building. The sun was setting, but now that all my business here was done, I started my long run home using Eikthyr to make the travels a little bit faster. I finally made it home in the early hours of day 19. I made sure to use the troll hide to upgrade my equipment, making it all level 2 across the board. My plan now is to tackle the Elder, so I made the final preparations needed. I ran out of storage space again, so I threw together a few more chests to put everything away that I brought home with me. Earlier, I dropped my bow since I knew I was going to craft a stronger Finewood bow, so I got to work on that. It didn't have core wood though, so I made a trip to the Black Forest to the southeast to get my hands on some. I had to fight a troll to get to the pine trees I needed, but he was felled quickly. Back at home, I crafted the bow and upgraded it to level 2, giving me a substantial increase in damage compared to the crude bow. To match the new fine bow, I crafted 100 fire arrows, because who doesn't like setting their enemies on fire? For the final bit of preparation I needed to do, I replenished my food and then placed down a portal and named it the Elder, just like the one I left in the Black Forest earlier, and by doing so, the two portals connected to each other, allowing for passage from one to the other. I was officially ready to tackle the next boss. I rested up, pocketed my ancient seeds, and hopped through the portal for the first time. The area was still clear aside from a singular Grey Dwarf brute. Burn their young. Ancient seeds are pretty young, right? Alright, let's do this. Pretty free damage to start. I forgot that he does that. Where are you throwing those? Oh, he's yelling. He's mad. Ooh, that didn't feel very good. I'd like to get into some melee range, but he's really not allowing that too much. Maybe now? Solid damage, we'll take it. No, you're not allowed here. What you're doing is illegal. Go away. Thank you. Nice. That's some pretty big damage. Oh. Now I take the big damage. It's safe to do that until he summons the roots and then I have to run off. Let's do it again. No, not the roots. Alright, I was exceptionally greedy there and somehow didn't get destroyed for it. Oh, I suppose I can bring him over here. We'll be out of range of the roots. This is fine. Oof. Nice. Hey, not bad. The Elder is down. We're 2 bosses deep in less than 20 days. Oh, Swamp Key. We have to go to the swamp next. The swamp is where we get hard checked for skill. We'll see how it goes. The Elder was felled, rewarding me with a swamp key and the Elder trophy. Now that I had another boss defeated, I took the trophy to the sacrificial stones near my base of operations and placed the new trophy. Beautiful. Now things were about to get serious, as the swamp is a much scarier and difficult biome compared to what I've taken on so far. I slept through the night, preparing myself for what is to come. Before I do head to the swamp though, I wanted to take some time to finally scout out a location and start construction of my own base. The one I'm in now is starting to really cramp up, leaving me little choice but to get this started. I think because I've gone in every direction except west in a pretty big way, I'm gonna go west, see what we find. I gathered materials to craft portals to get back home quickly, as I wasn't sure how far off I'd be going, and being able to get back fast would help transport everything in the future. This is quite the gap. Well, we can swim over there. We'll go do that. This spot wouldn't be bad. I could wall off the entire area, but I'm gonna keep going west to see if we can find anything better. There's a mountain there. Looks like a pretty small one, though. Let's keep going. A lot of black forest out here. I don't really want to build in the black forest. More bees. I see another beehive over there. It kind of hooks down to the south. I'm gonna keep going this way. I definitely want some coastline property, but I don't want to be super close to the Black Forest because trolls. Obviously, we can still get raided by trolls, but I'd rather be raided than just have them stumble upon me and have to deal with it that way. What is that? And it kind of looks like there should be a village here, but I'm not seeing a village. What is this? I don't know what this is. A cross with two circles hanging off the sides. I mean, it can be repaired. So it turns out this thing is called a maypole. I've heard of them before, but I've never seen one, as I've not played Valheim in the window of time that they're craftable. As you can see on the Valheim wiki, maypoles are only craftable in the months of June and July to celebrate midsummer. Because of the maypole, this location became prime real estate, and it was already decided that I'd be making my home here. It does work out because there's a little bit of like an inlet here for a dock, so I can, so I can sail into the ocean from here. It's in a nice meadows area. It's a long way from where I was in the Black Forest. I mean, yeah, it's a decent location. I put together a small hut to protect the maypole for the time being, and to place a portal inside as well. I returned to my original base to rest and repair, as well as grab the small stock of wood I built up. When I returned to the new location, I decided I hated the hut I made and broke it down. I also brought a hoe with me, a useful tool for leveling out and building up land. I used it to level out a wide area to construct a larger building around the maypole, and got to work. Alternating bouts of building and chopping down trees for wood, this process took me a whole day just to get the bones of the building up. I tried to do something fancy with the north and south walls, and even now, I'm not sure how I like it. I don't really know how to feel about it, but I'm also not going to change it. What do you guys think? I accented the walls with wood poles to make it look a little better looking, and also built a protected stairway up to the front doors. You see, when it rains in Valheim, wooden structures that are not underneath a roof will take damage over time. To prevent this, simply building thatch or other rooftop pieces will protect them. Now that the exterior is finished, I started on the interior. I had plans of creating a dedicated crafting and workbench area, a dedicated area for cooking and resting, and another dedicated area for storage. Another fun thing that you may not know if you haven't played this game before, campfires and other sources of fire create smoke. If these fires are indoors, the smoke gets trapped and players can actually take damage if they're stuck in it. To prevent this, you can either build fire sources outdoors or open up the ceiling. In my case, I'm creating a chimney that allows the smoke out through the ceiling and putting angled roof parts on top of it to prevent rain from falling inside. Rain falling on a fire puts it out, rendering it unusable, so this is an important part of the setup. As you can see now, despite 3 campfires going, all the smoke is going straight up and out the chimney, not building up inside my house. The dedicated storage area is something important in pretty much any survival game. You know me, my loot goblin ways dictate that I have plenty of storage and a way to organize it all. For this, I place 2 chests per flooring square with the narrow end facing out, then building more flooring over the top of them to place more chests on the upper level. I feel incredibly lucky with all the beehives I've found so far in my playthrough. At this point in the game, I have 14 queen bees, and I knew exactly how I wanted to set them up in my new base. I built something like this a long time ago, but it didn't have as many hives as I'm going to have now. I placed a hive on each side of the flooring, then used thatch roof to create a slope that leans down toward the wooden flooring. By doing this, whenever I collect honey from the beehives, it'll all fall down towards the middle and be within range to collect it quickly. With that established, my next task was to get all the materials from my old house to my new one. As you'll recall, I set up the portal specifically for this. I hopped back and forth, grabbing as much as I could carry and throwing it into one of the chests in my new base. This didn't take too long, but it did make me realize I need another level of chests in my storage system. When I had everything I could bring through the portal in the new place, I had to do the harder part of bringing all the metal ingots. Metal cannot be transported through these portals, so I had to run them all the way over on foot. Eikthyr came in clutch here, making the run a lot simpler by not having to slow down nearly as often. I wasn't home again until nightfall, but that didn't stop me from working. Now that I had metals, I could place down a forge and a cauldron, and with that, I'm all caught up with the amenities I had in my first home. The work continued on for several more days, but I won't bore you with too many of the details. Carving out space for things like smelters and charcoal kilns, decorating the inside of my house to up the comfort level for a higher rested bonus, and making a hut dedicated to portals, just to name a few things. This all didn't go over smoothly, however, as some trolls caught wind of where I moved to. The ground is shaking is not a great sign. We have trolls on me? That sucks. Well, so far so good. They're not attacking my house, which is key. I just got a lot easier. Luckily, they're just thick enough to where they can't really attack through each other. Oh, there's another one. I think it's fair to say that I can handle trolls quite well at this point. As long as I manage their movement well, that is. Ah. Oh, stamina's out. Oh, good news. Oh. Trolls are easy now. Plus we got a delivery of 15 troll hide. Despite all the copper and tin I gathered before, I was still in need of more to create upgrades for my workbench and forge, and even more beyond that, as with those upgrades I'd be able to upgrade my weapons and armor. I spent all of day 28 in the nearby Black Forest, mining copper and tin while managing fights with waves of grey dwarves. When I made it back home again, I got straight to work smelting ores into ingots and chopping wood to maintain charcoal for the smelters. I decided now was the perfect time to do a little bit of show and tell, walking you all through my new base. I think it's time we can show off what we have so far. Now, keep in mind that this is going to evolve as my playthrough continues, but for now, this is what we have going on at my compound. Open the door. This is the maypole that I found. I put a Christmas tree right behind it. They both give +1 comfort. Got all the cooking stuff, my bed, and all this other stuff like the table, the chair, the banner, the trophies. They give a little bit of extra comfort, which means that I get a higher rested bonus. If you look at the top right of the screen, I have 11 comfort, which means I now have a max of 18 minutes of rested bonus. The higher the comfort, the more rested time you get. This is my inventory system. I haven't labeled anything yet. I'll get to that eventually. It's just where all my loot and resources are. Then over here we have the crafting stuff, workbench, forge. There will be other stuff that goes here in the future. The reason why I have all this elevated is because it gives me room to place the upgrades for the related workbenches, so that way I'm able to utilize a little more space and not have it as crowded. A foul smell from the swamp? What? I've not even been to the swamp yet. What do you mean? I'm in the middle of show and tell. No, first Draugr down. Oh, over here is my metal working area. As you can see, I upgraded. I've got two of the smelters and 2 of the charcoal kilns now. Ouch. I'm trying to show my friends my base. These guys are so rude. Oof. This raid is lasting forever. Over here, I have all of my beehives. I have it set up so whenever I use one, it all just rolls down towards me instead of getting stuck like it was earlier. That's pretty nice. Oh, the smell is gone, but these guys are not. Oof. Boom. Well, it's really good to know that I can handle all of that business. Anyway, as I was saying, these are where my beehives are. I can make a lot of honey. Over here is my little farm patch. I've got a bunch of carrots planted. I actually found all of these seeds. I found 44 total seeds. I don't think I've ever found so many before actually getting started planting carrots before. And then over here, the final piece of the compound for now is a little hut for the portals. All the portals that I'll be using will go in this room, and I'll expand it more if I need to. And that's my compound so far. I think Odin planned that attack. It was just too perfect on the timing. Since show and tell and fighting off a swamp raid made a good amount of time go by, enough ores smelted to allow for placing upgrades at my workbench and forge. I upgraded my entire troll leather set, upping my armor from 26 to 33, as well as I upgraded my copper knife and bronze mace. This took my copper knife damage up from 14 to 15, and bronze mace damage from 47 to 53. Don't let the smaller number on the knife fool you though. You've already seen what backstabs and riposte damage is like from it. Even after all the mining I've done so far, I still need to do more. That is, if I want to craft the mead kettle and a couple fermenters anyway. Spoiler alert, I do indeed want them as they can create some incredibly helpful meads and wines. I grabbed the resources for a cart and made my way over to the Black Forest once again, luckily finding a copper deposit on the edge of the biome. It was protected by a couple of trolls, but at this point I can dispatch them without much effort. This benefits me for the future if I want to upgrade this armor set more. I mined this entire deposit, which gave me 60 copper, and I made my way to the coast to get my hands on tin. I emptied my inventory almost exactly enough to be able to carry a stack of 30 tin. I did exactly as you'd expect at this point when returning home from a mining trip. I smelted all the copper and tin ore into ingots to be able to use them for crafts. I made sure to chop down some birch trees for Finewood in between moments of refilling the smelters and kilns since I needed some to make fermenters. I ended up with a good amount of extra ingots, so I should be rather secure for the future as far as bronze, tin, and copper go. The mead kettle is new to me, as it was recently added through an update in the game. It apparently requires fire to operate, so I made some space over my campfires to place replace it. Previously, meads were prepared via the cauldron. It seems now that you specifically need a mead kettle to make them, which I think is nice because it organizes the specific items that you're crafting. After I placed down a couple fermenters, I made minor healing and poison resistance mead bases and put them in the fermenter to let them do their thing. Oh, the carrots are ready. New recipes, this is gonna be big. Oh, I just realized that little ding noise is actually from the farming skill. It's giving me extra resources, so I just got extra carrots out of that. Nice. And we learned carrot soup, which is 1 mushroom and 3 carrots for 15 health, 45 stamina. Deer stew, which is cooked deer meat, blueberries, and carrot for 45 health and 15 stamina. And minced meat sauce, which is 40 health, 13 stamina for a boar meat, a necktail, and a carrot. I think for now, the best course of action for what I have going on here is I'll replace the cooked deer meat with deer stew, since it requires that anyway. That'll give me a big bonus there. And then I make some minced meat sauce to replace the boar jerky for now. As far as the rest of these carrots go, we're going to make seeds out of them, so that way I can just keep the production of them going further. Since I'm gonna have to wait a while for the meads to ferment, now was a good time to catch up on things I was running out of. I was most in need of necktails, and I recall seeing plenty of them along the stream and coastline near my compound. I think 20 is sufficient for now. Should last me a good while. 21. Hopefully, the necks will be able to repopulate at a pace faster than my need of necktails in the future. To pass more time, I headed over to the Black Forest to the east. I could use more blueberries, and in general, a lot of things I can find there will only benefit me in the future as well. I didn't get many blueberries here, but I found some more carrot seeds, plenty of thistle, and took out a troll for more of its hide. I'm not sure how many more of this I'll need to max my armor out, but I'm sure I'm close at this point. I started day 33 with a little bit of upkeep of my base by planting carrot seeds and harvesting honey from the beehives. Speaking of beehives, I tried to build a little roof over them to protect wood flooring from the elements, but I couldn't find a fast setup that worked well with the bees. It seems putting a roof over them makes them unhappy, which makes sense. I eventually gave up by saying, screw it, I'll just come over and repair whenever I need to. Yes, indeed. I moved on to planting birch and beech trees around the compound. Being able to have more of these nearby to chop down when I need wood and find wood will be a nice benefit. I just have to hope they'll replenish seeds as I chop them down in the future. Ooh, the fermenters are done. Now that I have the meads I've been waiting for, I'm officially ready to explore for the next biome, the swamp. Very nice. I've spent a lot of time putting my base together, the fruits of my labor now preparing me for the next adventure. I chopped down some birch trees for Finewood to make a portal for the swamp, as well as some to use for my water transportation. As night fell, I filled my inventory with everything I needed, repaired my gear, and slept the night away, for tomorrow morning the open ocean awaits me. Oh, it's a big day. We're finally getting out there. We're sailing into the world, discovering what's out there. Hopefully we find a swamp quickly so I don't waste too much time. Just gonna place this if it'll let me. And then we put out the carve. Repair it because it's already hurt. And then we get out there and we sail. Let's go. I am ready. I think for now, I'm going to see where this landmass down here goes, what it looks like, and then I'll make a decision on where to go from there. Already the sailing is just such a vibe. It looks like there's land straight ahead of me to the west, and this curves back around to the north. So I guess this is the very extent of this island. Oh, no way. Is that really a swamp this close? Oh, I know those trees anywhere. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a swamp. This close to home, too? Oh, I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a nice big swamp with loads and loads of resources. It's already looking good. I'm so excited. Oh, there's a freaking dungeon right there. Yes! All right, let's make landfall. Gonna pop one of these because there's a slime right here. These guys can poison in a big way. I don't want to mess with that. Oh! I one-shot him. Oh, that's not good. An abomination already. No, no, no. There's another dungeon right there. A surtling spawner. That guy's a problem, though. That guy's a real problem. Now, a trick with these is because these guys are made of basically pure fire, you can actually pickaxe the ground to make it so anytime they spawn out of this spot, they instantly fall in the water and die right away. And if you're anywhere in the vicinity whatsoever, it'll make it so it'll start collecting resources from the surtlings, in this case the surtling cores and charcoal. So in the future, when I come back here, there will be just a pile of these things waiting for me. Need to make my way over to that crypt, that dungeon, whatever it's called. Oh, there's an oozer. And this is why I use the poison resistance mead, because it basically makes it so that poison doesn't hurt. I mean, it does, but it's very little. That noise that those things make is terrifying. The abominations. We're going to set up a workbench right here, just so I can hop up on it. And I can place a portal up here, and the portal will pretty much be not invulnerable, but extremely safe. I title it Swamp. And now I have access to get back to home. Oh, there's a wraith. I don't know if I can handle said wraith. But I have to go this way. I have to get the rested bonus. I think it sees me. It does. Oh god. Oh, okay, this ain't bad. Okay, okay. I don't know why am I so scared of this? Ooh, the chain is a big find. Oh, we can hear the surtlings out there dying in the water. And that's why we set it up that way. Now look at all those resources just sitting there. Including a surtling core. I can't believe how lucky I am. Finding a swamp so close to home is huge, allowing me to sail home with as much iron as my ship can hold very quickly. This wouldn't all be easy, of course. I need to mine and survive the dangers of the swamp still. After resting and repairing, I went back through the portal and made my way inside my first sunken crypt. Right away, I had to take on a Draugr spawner. I destroyed it before it started spawning any more enemies, which makes surviving that much easier. The way sunken crypts work is you need a swamp key to access them, meaning you must defeat the Elder in the Black Forest before being able to access these at all. When you're inside, there's several pathways leading all directions, with doorways and corridors blocked off by muddy scrap piles. These muddy scrap piles are exactly what you want most in these crypts. By mining through them with a pickaxe, they drop scrap iron, which can be smelted into iron ingots. They can also drop other things like leather scraps, which is useful, and withered bones, which are required to summon the next boss. There are bits of rare items to be found laying around, and the chests found inside the crypts can also contain useful items. The storage hold on my boat only has 4 slots, so I'd only be able to sail home with 4 stacks of iron for now. This is my goal, and I'm not leaving the swamp until I achieve it. The way I like to manage my resources in these crypts is straightforward. I mine all of the muddy scrap piles completely, taking a moment here and there to empty all the scrap iron into the closest chest to the entrance of the crypt. Once the entire crypt is cleaned out, I'll fill my inventory with scrap iron and run straight to my boat to store it in the hold. I repeat this until all the iron is out of the crypt, and depending on if I have more space in the hold or not will determine whether I stay to find and clear another crypt or sail home. This crypt is completely cleaned out now. How much iron did I get total? Honestly, not bad. 83 just to start, plus all of these withered bones. I think we only need like 5 withered bones, if not less, to summon the boss here, so I made several runs from the crypt to my boat to put all the iron in the hold, only stopping once when I was accosted by a 1-star Draugr. Since this crypt is now empty, it's time to move on to another one. I broke down the portal and workbench, bringing the materials with me to the next crypt. I'm pretty sure I saw another crypt over here. Yep, I sure did. There it is. This one's a lot closer to the abomination that's lurking about in the ocean, though. Yeah, there he is over there. Now, it's time to repeat the cycle. I made my way through the crypt, clearing out enemies as I encountered them with the singular goal of taking the iron. Alright, look at that. We get to start off with 16. And 29 ancient bark. That's actually really nice. We'll leave those there for now. Oh, a Vegvasir's here. Just gotta unblock this so I can get to the archer before he kills me. Ouch. Well, he's quite a way away. But the good news is now we know there's more swamp over there. So what this means is whenever this swamp is cleared of all the crypts, I know where I'll be able to get even more iron. It's a ways away, but you gotta find the silver linings. Ever the optimism, Skullytin. Good job. The boat's storage hold didn't have much space in it left, so there's no reason to mine the entirety of this crypt yet. I left with what I'd found so far and started running it to the boat to sail home. Oh, abominations at my boat. No. Not cool, man. Fight me, not the boat. Why do they keep running away from me? Oh, I don't do very good damage to him at all. Oh no! Run, run, run! Did he destroy my boat? No, I think the boat is still there, put together. I seem to have lost him. I'm not sure how, he just kind of walked away. Okay, he didn't destroy the boat. This is almost full. Now to get back to that crypt without finding him again. Oh, hey, Wraith. Alright, that worked out. Oh, he's at the boat again? Oh, this guy has it out for me, huh? I'm being bullied by an abomination, man. Fight me on solid ground. Okay. Yeah. First abomination downed. Alright, the root set. I absolutely basked in this victory for a moment. Taking out the larger enemies in every biome for the first time is just incredibly satisfying. Knowing that I can handle the biggest threats as long as I play it well feels good. The root armor set isn't something I'll be using myself, but if you're curious to what it can do, it offers plus 15 bow skill if you wear the whole set, and each piece also adds resistance to poison and weakness to fire damage, a bit of a trade-off. This set is quite useful if you're into using bows more than melee, not so much otherwise in my opinion. Once the boat's hold was entirely full, I portaled home to rest, repair, and put away a bunch of excess things in my inventory. The plan is to fill my inventory with as much scrap iron as I can hold to make the most of this trip. Alright, get me out of here. Looks like my first trip home is going to be with a total of 144 scrap iron. Nice. And we got the wind at my back in perfect favor for the sail home. I feel like I'm having way too much good luck. Something's bound to go wrong soon, I swear. Of course, I just jinxed myself, I think. So, you know, living my best life out here. Perhaps saying these things out loud isn't something I should make a habit of. Oh, looks like all my trees that I planted have popped up. Can't even see my base yet. Ah, there it is. I actually like the trees there. Makes it a nice little hideaway. As soon as I made it safely to land, I ran up the hill and filled the smelters with scrap iron. Metal production is time consuming as we all know, so I wanted to waste none of it. I brought my trusty cart with me down to the boat to transfer the iron and roll it up the hill to the metalworking area. All these new recipes are gonna pour in now. That they are. We've officially entered the Iron Age in Valheim, unlocking new weapons, armors, tools, and more across the board. Things are going to get busy, as anyone that's played Valheim will tell you, you can never have too much iron. I did the usual of keeping up with the smelters and kilns while chopping down trees to fuel it all. I took advantage of nightfall, as sleeping fast forwards time to speed up production of the iron. Smelting continued on through day 37, keeping the flow going as smoothly as possible. I stopped only to manage my farm patch of carrots, harvested the honey from the beehives, and used the carrots to replenish my inventory of foods for my next adventure. As night crept in, I took inventory of how much iron I need to make upgrades for my workbench and forge to count the leftovers to make new equipment. So for upgrades across the board, for everything, we need 5 for the food prep table. I need 2 for the stone cutter, that makes 7. I need 20 for the smith's anvil, that's 27. 15 for the forge tool rack, that's what, 42. So it looks like I need 42 for just upgrading my workbench and my forge. On top of that, I need a pickaxe for sure. That costs 20, so that makes 62. So let's make sure we have 62 separated out. That'll be it right there. That leaves me with 52, and then there's going to be another 20 out there, so I have another 72 to work with. We'll make the bronze mace, which requires 20. I should probably get the next buckler, which is another 10, so that's 30 accounted for. It looks like the entire iron set altogether, as far as the actual armor pieces go, is going to be 20 each. So that's going to be another 60. What I do need to make is 100 iron nails, in which you'll see why very soon. Food prep table's down, but I have no recipes for it yet. I placed down an anvil and a forge tool rack, as that's all I could do for the upgrades to the forge for now. I need more chains to make bellows, so I'll be keeping my eyes open for more wraiths in the swamp. Let's make those iron nails. There it is, the long ship. The next mission is to get the remaining resources to make a long ship, as it's a massive upgrade over the carve. I need a total of 40 ancient bark for this, sending me back to the swamp to chop down ancient trees. I didn't encounter any resistance while doing this, aside from some leeches, filling my inventory with as much wood and bark as I could carry. Once home, I destroyed my carve to reclaim the resources from it, sending myself back to the swamp once again to place down my new water transportation. Oh, this ship is so much larger. Boom. How big is the storage hold? We went from 4 spaces in the carve to 18 in the long ship. Holy. Now to fill that bad boy up with iron. Filling the storage of a longship is no small task, but it would absolutely be worth it. Like I said earlier, in Valheim you can never have too much iron. Back in the crypt I left off in earlier, I got back to work mining away at the muddy scrap piles. My new iron pickaxe has more endurance than my bronze and antler pickaxes, so I'm able to get much more iron out of its use. Also, I may be wrong here, but it seems to have a higher yield of scrap iron than the others. I don't know how true that is. Perhaps someone that knows better than me can let me know in the comments. Another elites. Oh, another 2 elites. Oh god, there's an archer behind me. Oh god, I wasn't ready for that. Stop shooting me! This is illegal. He's shooting from inside the scrap pile. No! Okay, I broke him out. Oh, I need stamina. This is not great. I don't have my rested bonus. What a bad spot for him to be in. Oh, that was almost really bad. Coming face to face with death, I narrowly survived. I don't want to claim anyone's cheating, but I think that guy had wall hacks. Mining for long periods of time like this can be pretty unappealing to do or watch for many, but I find it to be therapeutic in a way. There's just something about gathering resources within a relatively safer area that's just relaxing to me. However, I'm not about to sit here and make you watch it, so I'll just fill you in my progress of gathering iron day by day. I cleared out another crypt and moved on to a new one, and by the end of day 39, I had 109 scrap iron. I managed to find another chain from a wraith after emptying out another crypt. I now have enough to make another upgrade for the forge at my base, the bellows if you recall, so we can check that off our quest list. By the end of day 40, I had 170 iron in the longship. When I was out looking for another crypt to plunder, I found a huge upgrade. Oh, is that what I think it is? It is turnip seeds. Huge find. Massive find. Oh my god, even more. Yes! These seeds will be the gateway to some recipes that will upgrade my food game. It took a bit of searching, but I finally found another crypt, this one turning out to be quite large. By the end of day 41, I was still here mining away, so I didn't have time to return to the longship yet, but combining the totals of the storage there and what I had in this crypt so far, I had a total of 283 iron. The sheer size of this crypt kept me busy for a while. When I finally depleted all the scrap piles, I decided to move my longship closer to make the runs to and from shorter and to place myself closer to the next crypt while I was at it. Before this though, I went home to rest and repair, but also tend to the farm. I ended up with a ton of extra carrots, so I replanted 30 to produce seeds and used another 30 to finally move up from Queen's Jam to carrot soup, giving me a bit more health and stamina. Also, I think it was finally time to eat like an adult instead of just eating jars of jam. I had to fight a horde of Draugr after landing my longship on a new shore, and just a few steps inland afterward got me into a fight with an abomination. Now that I know exactly what to expect from them though, this one was much easier and faster to take out. I continued loading up my longship, and by the end of day 42, I had 324 iron. From one crypt to another, the mining of iron was still in full swing. The last crypt was unfortunately small, so I had to make my way to another one. To the south, I spotted the classic green fires burning in the distance alongside a mysterious haziness. What is that? Oh, you know what? I think that's the bog witch. I've not seen it before till now. Well, that's completely random. But hey, we found one of the NPCs. I've not seen what she offers yet, so I guess we'll check that out. Is this a friendly gray dwarf? It is. That's cool. Another crypt right there as well. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Kvastor. Kvastor is a broom. And you must be the bog witch. Candlewick, love potion, fresh seaweed, cured squirrel, hamstring, powdered dragon eggshells, pungent pebbles, ivy seeds, serving tray, woodland herb blend. I won't lie to you, I totally forgot the bog witch exists. I didn't take time to buy any of her items just yet, as I was still in focus mode for getting my ship filled with iron, but I made a mental note to come back later. Between my ship's inventory and what I mined at the end of day 43, I had 432 iron. I kept up with the usual, rest and repair, mine, run iron to ship. At this point, I was just an absolute machine. When I returned home to keep the cycle going, I noticed the turnips were ready for harvest. Ooh, turnips are ready to go? Well, not all of them, but enough of them. Oh, I can make the spice rack for the cauldron. That's nice. There we go. So many new recipes. We got sausages now. This is a big one. 55 health. We have muck shakes. 50 stamina. Turnip stew, which is 55 stamina. Black soup, which is 50 health. I'm gonna need a lot of turnips for some of this though. But for now we can make the sausages. I'll happily do that. And then for now I need to replant the rest of these turnips for more seeds. This will be enough to return 18. I'll be able to plant 18 turnip seeds next time. I realized my ship was kinda far away again, so I sailed it south while running iron to it. It seems every time I do this, the game decides to spawn an abomination. Always with the abominations, huh? Or in this case, 2 abominations. I destroyed them, taking their loot and filling the ship's storage. I was almost done, only a couple stacks are needed to fill it completely. I placed my portal in what I hoped was the final crypt I'd need to do so, and got to work. This crypt was unfortunately extremely small, and I burned through it fast. I ended up with just 9 iron short of completely filling the storage of my longship, but I called it good enough and prepped to leave. It's not exactly full. Not exactly, it's 9 shy, but we're taking it. I've had enough mining for now. After non-stop mining for 6 days, 3 real-world hours by the way, I made it home with 531 iron. I wasn't sure how far this iron would take me, but one thing is for sure. I was about to make a lot of new stuff. I got cracking on smelting iron, using my cart to haul it all the way up the hill to the metalworking area. While iron was smelting, I took some time to chop down birch trees that I planted earlier. I figured I'd need Finewood at some point, so may as well stock up on it while I have time to spare. I replanted all the seeds that I gained, which unfortunately wasn't enough to fill the gaps of what I chopped down. I made a reinforced chest and put it underneath some ladders inside, since I was going to need more space for all the iron ingots. I put all the metals I gained so far in there as well to keep things organized. I also used some iron to make a couple comfort items, the armor stand and the raven throne. These both gave me additional comfort, making my total now 13 for 20 minutes of rested bonus time. I took some of the chains I earned from wraiths in the swamp to make the bellows upgrade for the forge, making it a total level of 6. This is when I had a grand idea. I enjoy the look of the stone flooring in Valheim so much more than the wood. If you were paying attention, you'd know that I've been hoarding stone since I entered the Bronze Age so that when the time came, I'd be able to use it to convert the floors and anything else I'd want to stone. I had some time to kill while iron is smelting, so why not? Over the course of day 47, I worked on this, also taking time to get rid of the campfires and upgrading to a couple of hearths. I had to expand the chimney to accommodate this, but that was easy enough to do. There were a few things I ended up having to replace, such as my bed and the fermenters. I moved the fermenters to the other building just to save on space in the main one. At this point, I've been rocking the troll leather armor set for quite a while now. With all the iron I brought home, it was so hard to resist making something new and shiny to adventure in, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I made the iron armor set, upgraded it and my mason buckler all to level 3. I also accidentally made a new buckler while doing so. True bonehead activity. Oh, we're looking good. I really like how this set looks. Looking good. I remembered to replace the armor stand as well, which gave me a whopping 14 comfort for 21 minutes of rested bonus now. My carrots were ready for harvest, giving me a huge amount of them that I just can't keep up with at this point. I replanted several for maintenance and used a bunch more to replenish my food reserves. Turnip-based foods would have to wait a while as I was still waiting for seeds to multiply. Don't forget that iron is smelting while I'm doing all of this, taking time to refill the smelters and kilns every few minutes to keep it all going. My food situation was starting to hold me back at this point. I was hoping I'd be able to have turnip-based foods going before taking on any new challenges, but I was getting impatient since I've spent so much time mining and smelting. I was craving action, and I knew exactly where to get it. The next boss. Its name is Bone Mass, and I already knew exactly where it was. I gathered myself and my materials that I thought I'd need, and set sail. I don't know if this landmass is connected to this. It looks like it might be based on like what I'm seeing out in the distance. So I guess I'll have to continue sailing north to get around. We'll just follow the coastline as we always do and hope that we can find a way over quickly. But what can you do except just keep on sailing? Looks like a decent sized mountain right there. Not too far away from where Bone Mass is too. It's looking like this does cut south a pretty good way. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to keep going south just to get a shape of this island, because if these two are indeed connected and there's more swamp here and I'm seeing more swamp to my left, which is, you know, the left side of this island, the west side of this island, I should say, then that might mean that there's just a whole bunch more iron waiting here for me. The more iron, the merrier. But it actually looks like more black forest right there. Ooh, that rock pillar is rather ominous. I think I might have just found some plains. Oh my god, no way! Haldor's here! Oh yeah, those are the goblin guys. But there's a Haldor. I'm not going to go too close to this because I just don't know if there's going to be death skeetos around. So I'm gonna make a turnaround. We're gonna land over there. I have to. Oh yeah. I need to go see Haldor immediately. Just gotta be careful. I don't know how close we're gonna end up getting to these plains. I see him. I see where he is. Now I just need a place I can safely build a portal. Finding Haldor is fortuitous. This NPC can spawn in several locations just like the Bog Witch, but finding him can prove difficult. Before interacting with him though, I took time to build a space to place a portal safely. I evicted a family of local Grey Dwarves and rebuilt their home into a makeshift shack for the portal. What I'm going to do here is build a portal named Bone Mast for now, hop through, grab more resources to make even more portals, and then replace it. This way, it'll make my life a lot easier than having to sail there again just to place a portal down. Haldor offers several things to buy, and also will buy valuables from players such as amber, pearls, and rubies. Since I've been collecting so much of these as I find them in dungeons, I'm now finally able to sell them off, which not only brings in gold to buy things from Haldor himself, but also frees up storage space back at home. I did a couple runs selling off all these gems and jewels before buying a few things. The Megging Yord. And then we equip that bad boy, and watch this. Boom. 450 now. I can carry so much more. While we're here, we'll buy some Emir flesh, fishing rod, fishing baits. What are barrel hoops? Perfectly round, suitable for holding a barrel together, just add wood. Alright, well, I don't know what that is. Oh, we learned how to make a barrel. Great. Buy a thunderstone. I was hoping to have Bone Mast defeated before the end of day 50, but finding Haldor put a temporary pause to that. I still had to make my way to the boss location, so I went back to my longship to cross the sea during a treacherous storm. These waves are fierce. As always, making landfall in the swamp seems to bring out the worst, including abominations. Oh yeah, he's just eating that fire damage. That's actually great. Yeah, he's just chewing that fire damage up. I had no idea you could even do that. I was finally at Bone Mast's altar, but I had a bit of prep to do. You see, the swamp is, well, swampy. There's a lot of water washing over the land, and it can cause your character to move slower and put away their weapons if they end up going too deep. To solve this, I use a hoe to level out the ground. Another great side effect of this is that you can block off water connections to prevent leeches from swimming into the area, causing strife during the boss fight. Okay, I think I am ready for this. Okay, I am ready. Let's go. Start off by popping a poison resistance mead, since we know this guy's gonna have poison damage. What are you doing? Oh, I forgot he summons, guys. Just kind of casually walk out of the way. Now, he's throwing up, and you can see I'm taking poison damage, but because of the poison resistance need, it's basically nothing. I can just stand in it and just keep beating him up. Now, that actually hurt a little bit. See how much damage I've done already? This guy is actually the reason why I chose to go with maces for my main weapon type, because he's so highly resistant to all the other types of damage up to this point in the game. Just kind of tanking stupid hits. I don't have to do that. We'll do a casual block. What's that guy want? $209 damage on that. Unfortunately, I still feel this way, and I felt this way since the first time I played. Some of the balance around resistances and weaknesses, specifically when it comes to bosses, is a little bit wacky. But what can you do? Besides just lean into it and beat them up. Like that. The mass ceases its writhing. The Wishbone. Now that Bone Mass is finally defeated, I can move on to the next biome, the mountains. The item I got from Bone Mass, the Wishbone, allows you to find buried items, including a major resource that can only be found in the mountains. I'm a bit behind on being able to go there quickly though, as I forgot to make frost resistance meads beforehand. The mountaintops are cold, so cold in fact that they cause a freeze debuff which damages players. I got 2 batches of that started in the fermenter, did the usual farm upkeep, and got the iron back to smelting since I still had some left over. The next day, I continued waiting for frost resistance meats to ferment. I did the usual upkeep around my compound until I had an idea. There's a mountain just to the north of me that I ran by way earlier in my playthrough while looking for a good place for my new home. I didn't have frost resistance ready, but considering how close it is to home, I figured it was worth the risk of running up there just to see if anything was there. It certainly is a mountain, but it seems there's nothing here. Though I am freezing now. Yeah, there's just nothing here. Sadly, I was let down as there was just absolutely nothing there. Not even a single monster. Can you imagine if I found the next resource here this close to home? What a break that would be. Well, if I didn't know any better, there'd be something directly under my feet here. Oh. A chest. If you're curious as to how the Wishbone works, now you know. I slept the night away, just looking to fast forward time so I could get back to adventuring. Are you ready yet? They're ready. When I awoke, the fermenters had good news for me. I was now officially ready for a mountain searching excursion. None of this is ready yet, so I guess we just go. My food could use an upgrade, but that would have to wait for the turnips still. I'm pretty sure that I saw a mountain as I was sailing to Bone Mass. If I remember right, it should be to the north-ish. Yeah, you could see the outline of the landmass going up in altitude there. That's where we gotta go. But there is a plains just to the east here, so I gotta play it carefully. Hit that frost resistance mead. That'll give us 10 minutes of pure resistance to frost damage. Oh, there they are. These guys can be extremely dangerous. Ooh, but we got one right away. Huh. Okay, the first encounter with wolves is good. It went well. I hear a roaring. Something's flying. We have drakes. Several of them. Oh yeah, one shot him. Looks like the first encounter with drakes is going to go well too then. Oh, there's 4. Nice shots. I think frost resistance meads help a lot against these guys as well. He should burn out. Nice. Oh, we have a dragon egg. These are the items required to spawn the next boss. The issue is, this little symbol here means that they cannot be teleported. Oh, I didn't mean to chuck it off the mountain. Everyone wave bye. Oh, there's a cave here. This is excellent news. But yeah, we need 3 of those dragon eggs in order to spawn the next boss. So you might be able to guess what the next boss is, if you didn't already know. A little bit of Skyrim action here. Ah, bats. I hate it. Oh god, there's so many. Ah. Why? Go away. Ooh. Another bat. Stop it. And another one. All these things are alive. Whoa! Oh, this is not good. This is not great. I don't know why I couldn't hit them. Out there running in fire. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. The bats are braver than the elves. Oh, good berry. First elf down. Nice. Oh, these bats are insufferable. Stop it. Oh, what is this? Okay. Hey. I don't like the idea of two cultists at once. It's a bit of a problem. Come on, man. Oh, they're actually separated. This could be big. Step out of the fire. Nice! Okay, one down. Huge. Excellent news. Right, so all of these things that are hanging, this Fenris hair, this red jute, I can break all of that down and take that with me. All resources to make stuff out of. Now, one of these guys is an artist. Alright, I guess we can mark our first cave officially complete. You know, we got some red jute, some Fenris hair, and a couple silver necklaces, a bunch of wolf fangs. Not bad. Oh good, it's nighttime. My favorite thing. Well, I mean, the good news is when it's nighttime, more monsters spawn, which as far as wolves go, could be a good thing for me. Speaking of wolf. Man, it is just nerve-wracking to fight wolves. Oh, now that's a shot. Oh boy. Oh. I'm being hunted? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I'm so boned. Oh no! No, dude! That blows, man. And so, the mountains quickly proved its difficulty. It's one thing to be out at nights, it's another when the wolves decide to hunt you down. I had to recover my body and my gear. Considering that I died in the mountains, there were several things at play here. Not only was my body completely full of loot, I was also going to need to deal with the freeze debuff. I luckily thought to leave a few frost resistance meads at home just in case I died to help in this event. Sadly, my recording software crashed on me here, so my recording of all of this was corrupted. I was able to grab my gear successfully though, and once I was safe, I left the mountain. It didn't seem like there was much left there for me anyway, and I wanted to find a larger mountain to explore further. Back at home, I tended to the farm, finally being able to plant a sustainable amount of turnips, securing a better food source for the future. When I was out sailing earlier, I didn't spot any other mountain aside from the one I was just on. I decided to reset a little bit and sail from home again, in hopes that I could find something better in a different direction. I grabbed the resources from my longship that I left in the swamp, set it up in the bay by my home, and set sail once again, this time going east to see what I could find. It wasn't long before I found this. Oh, hey. Look at this. First time finding one of these guys. Can't remember what they're called, but they have a resource on their back that can only be found here. This is actually quite nice. I can't believe this thing isn't raging yet. Oh, there it is. Oh boy. Alright, I'm going. There we go. Perfect. That was great. Got 41 out of that. We'll take it. Oh, there's another one right there! No way! This one's leaving a lot faster than the previous one. Hey, stop damaging my boat. Alright, good enough. I've got 78. Yeah, that was good stuff. Chitin isn't useful for too many things, but it does offer some utility, including a new knife. This would have to wait for now though, as just a bit to the east I sighted the silhouette of a mountain. This being pretty close to home was a huge benefit, so I stopped to check it out. As I ascended the mountain, I realized that it wasn't all that large, but the height of it could offer what I was looking for. After I slayed the drake, I moved further towards the top to make a major discovery. Oh, onion seeds, yes! Oh, big find. Onions were another major food source, so finding 9 seeds is going to pay off well. A blizzard began blowing over the mountain as I looted the onion seeds, so I made a judgment call. I had to build shelter to place a portal so I could get these seeds home safely and have a safe point to work from on this mountain. The blizzard seems to have awoken several drakes, forcing me to defend myself before completing my makeshift shack. Once I had the portal down, I went home and planted the onion seeds. While I did have turnips planted still, the onions were actually a higher tier than them. I still have plans to make use of the turnips to let the onions multiply into more seeds, but I was still feeling like my luck around turnips just wasn't great. We get to make a new knife. I'm excited for this. I love the way this one looks. And it's got 6 more damage than this one. Cool. Hey, look at that thing. Cool, dude. Not that I've been using the knife a whole lot lately anyway, but still. Nice to have the option. Back on the mountain, I returned to my main objective of finding the next major resource. As soon as I equipped the wishbone, I was alerted of something buried close. I moved myself to strengthen the signal, as faster and higher pitched noises means I'm closer to what's buried. Yes, there it is. There's silver here. This is the business. Oh. A fen ring. Holy, they can leap. And they hurt. Come here. Oh, stop biting me. Just die. Was not prepared for that. Oof. This is not ideal. Oh, come on, man. Oh no, I can't parry him! Oh, he went right through my parry. That sucks. The mountains at night are clearly the bane of my existence. But you guys know me. When I meet a challenge in a video game, I don't give up. Dying twice back to back is a harsh blow, but I'll fight tooth and nail to get that silver. I got back out there with a renewed fervor. The wolves are in here with my body. Go, 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 go. Alright, I don't think they can actually get out. That 1-star wolf is a problem. That sucks to die again so soon, man. If I was going to get this silver off the mountain, I was going to need some help. Carrying all of it by hand to the longship just didn't seem like intelligent time management to me. I put away the silver for now, portaled home, and grabbed the resources for my carts. With this, I'd be able to roll a lot more material down the mountain. Was there really another one close to me? I mean, I just dug up here. Is there another one right here? Oh my god, there is. Big. Big, big, big. Another one right here. That's incredible. What's also incredible is how these drakes keep finding me. That should do them. Oh man, these spots that I can't mine through might actually break the capability of destroying the entire node at once. The entire vein. Yeah, it might actually ruin that. Well, let's try anyway, shall we? Let's see how it goes. Some of it broke again. Yeah, it's just unlucky. Not able to do this properly. Oh. Oh, there goes one side of it at least. Maybe if I break it off of the wall here? Oh yeah, breaking it off the wall made the whole thing explode. Maybe that's the ticket. I swear, the day cycle moves faster in the mountains. As night fell again, I felt nervous about the inevitable attacks from wolves and drakes. I continued fending them off, wave after wave after wave. I already had 150 silver, but I know by past experience that I was going to need several hundred total to make and upgrade everything I wanted, so I couldn't stop just yet. This mountain wasn't very big, but I stuck around to see if more silver veins lurked beneath me. As the sun rose on day 57, the attacks from wolves and drakes continued on. They weren't alone this time though, as I was attacked by one of the toughest enemies in the game so far. Oh boy. Oh, he attacks fast. What the? Didn't like that. Oh, my damages. That was huge. Okay. Stone golem downed. Fighting the golem was extremely risky considering the quick recovery capability, but I was rewarded with another silver vein. More silver. Things you love to see. Man, another blizzard already. This one should break apart cleanly. There's nothing touching it, it's just floating here, so it should just smash into a million pieces. Yeah! Exactly what I wanted. I'm glad I'm finally able to show that I know how to properly break a silver vein to you. This mountain continues to be potent with silver. Oh, I see the silver vein right here. Another one right here. Man, this is huge. 4 silver veins, all extremely close to one another. It just feels so lucky. The local populace of drakes and stone golems weren't happy about me taking it, though. Okay, sigh of relief. Let it out. After dealing with them and the blizzard finally calming down, I broke apart another silver vein and stored all of it in the carts. God, that is so satisfying. Looks like I have 332. I don't know if that's going to be enough for everything that I want to be able to make. Maybe I'll go for one more and hope that that'll do it. That's a big 60 turnips. Not bad. I think the onions are about to be done too. Yeah, we got some onions done. I'm just going to go ahead and replant them into seeds as well. Let's make some of this turnip stew finally. I cooked myself a nice breakfast of turnip stew, finally being able to make use of them. The goal now is to find just one more silver vein in the mountains, but considering I found 4 in such a small area, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to. I've barely explored this mountain, man. Been so busy with all this silver. Hopefully we find one more vein. That would be just perfect. Oh, yes, dude. Wow, that's actually not too far off. I know where motor is. Sweet. Oh. Come on, show me the silver. Oh, gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. This cart weighs 5,586 units. I don't think this thing is moving. Well, actually, it does move. It seems the mountain god has blessed me, granting me so much silver that my cart was the heaviest I've ever personally seen it be. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, this thing is stuck, but you know what? It's really close to the boat. We can just transfer everything manually from here. That's totally fine. By the time I was done loading up the ship, the sun began to rise. Despite being close to home, sailing back still took a while. The wind and weather worked against me, constantly blowing in the wrong directions I needed to pick up speed and raining on and off the entire time. When I finally made it, I put some silver in my cart and wheeled it up the hill to begin smelting. The metalworking doesn't ever seem to end, especially considering I didn't even smelt the last of the iron yet. This will go on for several days, so I'll give you updates on any events that happened outside of smelting. On day 60, I had enough silver smelted to make an entirely new set of armor. I made the Drake helmet, wolf hide chest piece, and wolf hide trousers. I also made a wolf hide cape, which offers resistance to freezing. As long as I'm wearing this, the freeze debuff no longer affects me and I don't have to carry frost resistance meads anymore. I made a new shield too, leaving a new weapon for later. There's a reason for this, and I'll explain when the time comes. Looking pretty good. Looking really good. I spent a bunch of time chopping down and replanting trees on the hill by my compound, specifically to use the wood for charcoal to keep smelting going. On the evening of day 62, I left to go back to the mountains. I knew I was in need of more wolfhide to upgrade my new armor set, and I intended to do so as my next objective is to fight the mountain boss. That was a bit messy. Ooh, a fen ring is here too. Oh, the wolf went flying. All this armor is already proving its value. When I returned in the morning, I had plenty enough wolf hides to upgrade everything to max level for this armor set. I also upgraded the shield just for added effect. Now, I was ready. Motor, the next boss, was waiting for me on a mountain to the southeast. I grabbed the materials for my longship and used a portal to bring me as close to Motor as possible, then set sail. It was largely uneventful until I had my first encounter with a serpent. Oh, there's a serpent here. Hey, leave the boat out of this, huh? Fire arrows are not the best choice to take on a serpent. It is working, though. Gorgeous. Yeah, fire arrows aren't great against them, obviously. I should probably switch to something else soon. Now that I'm on the mountain, I have two objectives before fighting the boss. First, I need to find a place to put down a portal that's out of the way and won't get attacked by drakes. Second, I need to find dragon eggs to sacrifice to summon Motor. I need 3 of them total, luckily finding 1 as I was ascending, leaving just 2 to find. I can actually carry this dragon egg even though it weighs 200. The Megangjord is so good. It didn't take me long to find a well-put-together stone structure to transform into a forward operating base. I'm not quite sure how, but I lost 1 Finewood on my way here, so I couldn't place the portal down. I knew where to find some, thankfully somewhat close. Just down the mountain in the plains, there are tons of birch trees. I'm thankful for the missing Finewood though, because without it, I wouldn't have ever encountered this. Why is it glowing red? Why does it look like it's glowing red? Is that a Vegvasir? Oh. What is this luck? Oh, he's not even far away from here either. Okay, well, we already know where the next boss is. What a find! An incredibly lucky find. This lines up the next biome quite nicely. Considering I no longer had the rested bonus, I needed to get back home immediately. I ascended the mountain again, placing the portal down in the stone structure, and went through. Being rested up, it's time to hunt down some eggs. I searched for a long while, fighting drakes, wolves, and stone golems far into the night. I was losing confidence that I'd find eggs at all. It simply isn't guaranteed that boss summoning items will be found near the boss altar. Finally though, after searching almost the entirety of this mountain, I found what I was looking for. Oh, I found one. I need one more after this. I think I see one right there. I do. I do see one. That's a nest. Okay, we're gonna mark this down here. Egg. Egg. Let's go put this one away. I can't carry two at once. I'm not strong enough to do that. I'm glad that I found these 2 eggs because I have been in a situation before where there wasn't any eggs on a mountain. Man, that sucked, having to sail with eggs from a mountain all the way to another one and then carry all 3 of them individually up the mountain to the boss. Ugh. Before placing the last 2 eggs, I went back home to tend to the farm and rest. Since I finally got my hand on a decent amount of onions, I upgraded my food game a little bit. I made wolf skewers, which offer 65 health and 21 stamina to replace the deer stew. I'll be honest, I've been using the deer stew a little bit too long. I was starting to feel quite out of place. This upgrade will prove useful against Moder with the extra added health to withstand her attacks. Okay, here we go. That is one big dragon. Oh man. Are you landing? You landed over here. This is kind of awkward. Wolf. Okay, this is a bad spot. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using an iron mace instead of, say, a silver level weapon, or in this case, the Frostner, it's because Moder has an immunity to spirit and a very high resistance or immunity to frost damage as well. The physical damage aspect of Frostner does not really make sense to run alone against this guy. The weapon I have now actually does more damage. In this case. Moder, you keep landing in terrible spots. Come over here and fight me. Oh, this is awful. Oh, there you go. Yeah, come down here. Oh, the terrain is awful. Oh god, I can't hit you. Don't leave. Keep fighting me here, yes. Oh, okay. That was a little dumb. Let's heal up. I made a bad move. I got really greedy. I am stuck underneath you. This is awkward. I can't move. This is so janky. Oh, God. Laying down the big damages, though. I don't think she can hit me so well here either. Okay, you broke free. I laid down a ton of damage there, though. I'll take it. Dodged. This is awkward again. I can't move. Oh, I'm kind of moving. Motor's geeking out. Yeah, okay. Moder can't hit me when I'm underneath like this. Okay, yeah, I figured you should fly off at this point. It's not working out for either of us. It'd be nice if you just landed right on this, you know? Nice, even ground. And that's why I didn't put the portal in that building. Yes, this is beautiful. Okay, maybe not beautiful, but it's better than previous locations. Oh, you got some reach. Oh, wolf. Okay, we gotta play real careful for a while. I am in pain. There's wolves over there like crazy right now. We gotta try to snipe these wolves. I missed. Oh my Drake, dude. Can't have anything nice around here. Can't just have a nice boss fight, huh? Okay, I got real lucky on that block. Go, go, go! Motor is in tears. So am I after the hell that fight was. You know, even after the hell that it was, we came out on top without dying. So, silver linings. The defeat of Motor marks the 4th boss to be taken out on this run, on day 65. Despite that fight feeling janky, I made it out on top and I was feeling great about it. Considering how much time it took to make a base and then defeat Bone Mass, I feel like my pacing of this biome was extremely fast. To reward myself and to prepare for the next biome, the Plains, I crafted Frostiner, the next mace. As I explained earlier during the Motor fight, this weapon just isn't very good against Motor because of its special types of damages that it does and Motor's immunity to match that. Now though, I was going to fight enemies that would struggle to shake off the damage this weapon can do. Oh, the hammer's looking good! Before heading out for my first Plains excursion, I took some time to set up the new crafting tables. I received 10 dragon tears by defeating Motor, which are specifically used to make the artisan table. Oh, I can make an oven now. This allows for crafting windmills and spinning wheels, as well as a few other things, which I took time to set up 2 spinning wheels on the porch. We'll be needing those later. I did some rearranging as well, since I could now make an oven which we'll make use of later as well, and I could also make a larger and better bed, giving me 2 comfort instead of 1 from the regular bed. This totals my comfort to 15, giving 22 minutes of rested bonus. I slept in my brand new bed and was prepared to go to the Plains. I already knew the location of the Plains boss, Yagluth, but I wasn't going to head straight there. I'm gonna need to work on getting the next armor set to up my survivability and potentially some new weapons too. The mountain that I defeated Motor at had a Plains area all around it, so I headed back there to explore. I ended up running directly into a Lox, a giant ox-like beast that has a large health pool and deals a lot of damage as well. They drop hide and meat though, so taking them out is something important to do for food upgrades. Just down the hill I discovered a stone structure. We got a bunch of little green mans. Knock knock. They didn't really seem the fighting type, did they? The Fuling Totem. I took out a couple more Lox and collected a ton of cloudberries. By the time I'm done with my first excursion to the Plains, I'll have over 200 of them. Oh, look at this. They have a whole encampment here. Look at that big guy. He's huge. Looks like maybe they have some spellcasters of some kind too. Well, this is gonna be fun. Oh boy. I have pissed them all off. Oh god. Oh, there's a berserker. Oh, he smashed. Oh, okay. Okay, not bad. Oh, there's a Lox there. I didn't see you. I'm sorry, Mr. Lox. There's a Death Skeeto nearby as well. And there's our shaman. Okay. Hey, man. I am in danger. Man, I wish they would hurt each other. Oh, good pick. Oh, we have to get the shaman. Oh boy. I don't know how I'm surviving all of this. Okay, well, at least I parried him. I can't believe I'm alive. All because I missed a couple arrows. I forgot to upgrade my bow. I need a new bow. What's a 1-star fueling? Not anymore. Now he's a dead star fueling. I am so funny, you better laugh. After that first wave, I feel invincible, and that's not a good feeling to have. At least I'm aware of it, I guess. I gotta slow my roll a little bit here. I took a moment to rest after the huge battle before gathering all the loot. I discovered a new plant, barley, in a few chests here, and I totaled up 40 black metal. Just like all the other metal though, I can't take it through the portals that I have. I stored it all in a chest here for now, marking the location of the camp to come claim it later with my ship. I was in need of a major rest to restore the lengthier bonus time, so I made my way up the mountain and back home. I made a realization while repairing, one that might help me in combat. I totally forgot these ooze bombs exist. I gotta try these out. I'm gonna make some. Leather scrap, ooze, and resin. Once I was ready again, I was back at the plains exploring and looking to claim more loot. It was nearly immediately that I discovered another fueling camp, this one featuring an enemy that could deal massive damage. Almost straight up killed this guy. See a mage over there. Oh, this guy's 2-star. Let's weaken him up. I'm afraid to parry this guy. This thing has too much knockback. It's hard to get combos going. But at least that guy's down. Let's see if I can reach that mage. Oh, he's casting a spell. He is poisoned. Yeah, he's dead. That's amazing. Ooze bomb the mages. Let's see if it outright kills that one too. Yeah, it just outright kills the mages. That's incredible. I think I see another totem right there. I'll just drop that there. Lay down some extra damage. I can't help it, man. They're fun. The ooze bombs are fun. Oh. Yeah, that guy hit really hard. Oh my god, he hurts. Okay, Mr. Berserker. Nice lunge. My guy must play Halo. I have to take out the 1-star guy first. He hurts too much. All right, now we're good. That guy might be a 2-star as well. And he has a spear. That sucks for me. Yep, 2-star. Not great. Okay. He hit me, and it hurt. Yep, attaboy. Throw your spear into the building. There we go. Camera got a little weird on me, but it worked out. Ah, the flax. The flax I need. Flax is a material that's quite important. is what I built the spinning wheels for at my base earlier, as it can be woven into linen thread using them and then crafted into the next set of armor and even weapons. I laid claim to all the materials here, packed a chest with all the black metal to grab later, and left to explore some more. I found a tar pit nearby, something exclusive to the plains biome. Tar is used for mostly building materials and is protected by blobs made of tar. They're capable of huge damage, including poison and a slow effect. In order to gather tar, you have to empty the pit or raise the ground to make it all flow out. I didn't have a hoe on me, so I opted to empty the pit by digging a channel leading up to the pit so it would empty. As soon as the channel was open to the pit, the tar flowed out and I was able to gather the solid pieces. Yet another camp was in sight. This plains biome was giving me all the goods and I was excited for it, even if it did have another extremely tough enemy. He's walking back and forth through the poison. Almost there. Oh my god, finally. Finally indeed, and just in the nick of time for the rested bonus to run out. I had to run home to get the rested bonus back, and on my way back down the mountain, I was irritated. I am already so sick of running up and down this mountain, I'm just gonna bring this with me. At the very least, taking the portal resources with me will allow me to place it down anywhere I want, when I want. I mean, this is a village, but it looks all messed up for some reason. Maybe it's just because the fires are out. Oh, they're going to the tar pit. Yeah, you guys go ahead and fight those guys. I'll just loot up your camp. It's fine. Oh, they came back. This biome continues to provide. This camp was full of flax and barley, so I made sure to snag it all up for myself. Now that I'd gone full circle around the plains, I sailed my ship around to all the camps to collect the black metal I left in them. I wasn't sure how much I would need, but I was certain that I had more than enough to last a while. I also set up the portal inside one of the shacks at the northeast camp, as I had plans for this spot. Once I had every black metal scrap in the ship, I sailed back to the camp with the portal I left, as I wanted to get a farm started here. You see, flax and barley cannot grow in any of the other biomes. They must be planted and grown in the plains, and since I'm in need of a lot more of these, I had to get it going now. I took out all the nearby enemies, went home to grab my hoe and cultivator, and got started. I cultivated a wide piece of land on the shore, more than enough to plant everything I'm going to need. I also brought wood with me to start building a protective barrier around the cultivated land. I'm not sure if monsters here will attack these plants, but I've seen plenty of times that gray dwarves attack my farm at home, so I felt the need to protect this farm too. Even with all the wood I brought, I needed a lot more to complete the wall. I chopped down a bunch of trees nearby to get what I needed, and once I had the base level wall all around the plot of land, I planted the barley and flax that I had on me. I wasn't done here though, as I wanted to put another layer of stake walls up on top of what I placed so far. Since mosquitoes fly, a bit more height could potentially help. Nope, not dealing with that. I will go out in the water. And apparently they will too. But that's fine because I'm in a boat. They're not. They can attack while they're in water? Okay, dude. Come on, I'll fight you. Come on. There's a whole bunch of wolves out there too. It seems the wolves just really don't like me, but oh well. Satisfied with the wall that I built, I set sail for home. Hello, Mr. Serpent. Give me your meat. Actually, now that I said it out loud, please don't. Leave the boat alone. Stop it. What a jerk. It's fine. It's fine, it was a quick, easy kill. I made it home in the early hours of day 73 and got started on smelting black metal. I couldn't use my smelters for this, however. I needed a special type of smelter for black metal called the blast furnace, which is built with the assistance of the artisan table. With the new furnaces, of course, I need a ton of wood to fuel them, so I made use of my renewable tree farm down the hill. I absolutely love the domino effect you can get sometimes. Picking up black metal ingots for the first time taught me some new recipes, some I built right away, such as the pots and pans upgrade for the cauldron. All the new crafting recipes. Ooh, pots and pans too. I finally had enough onions to replant and make new food. and I went with the onion soup. The smelting continued on, but it wouldn't take much longer after today. I built myself a hot tub, but since I didn't have space inside, I put it out front on the porch. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I really do think they should change it so you don't get the wet debuff when you're inside of that, but instead maybe make it so your rested bonus comes back faster. I think it takes like 20 seconds to get the rested bonus, and at this point in the game, maybe this is stupid feedback, but with all the time I've spent in this game, I've always wondered why it doesn't make your rested bonus come back faster. Why not make it 5 to 10 seconds for sitting in the hot tub? It's nice that it gives the additional comfort as well. As you can see, I have 17 comfort now for a rested bonus of 24 minutes, which is great. I just think that maybe it should have a larger effect there. It just makes sense to me. I periodically checked in on the Plains farm, harvesting anything I could as soon as possible. I made sure to put a few flax in the spinning wheel so I can get some linen threads for the first time. This way I can put in the recipes when they're done. I don't know how true it is, but I've always felt like the plains have some much stronger winds than other areas do. So I like to make my windmills here so that way they're able to produce a little bit faster based on the wind blowing harder. Obviously the weather is always going to vary in every biome, but it's just something that I've always liked to do. And then I like to make a little bit of a divot in the ground so that way when the product comes out, it'll fall right in there and not roll around. I don't know if it will roll around, but this is just something that I have always done. And just like that, we have flour producing. Look at that, flour. Now we can make all sorts of baked goods. And now that we have some linen thread, we're going to learn all the new armor and the new weapons. How the next set of armor is crafted is interesting, as it doesn't require black metal but rather iron and linen thread. My bow needed upgrading as I was still using a tier 2 one, so I upgraded to the Draugr, a bow which gives additional poison damage on targets. The black metal finished smelting, which is great because it frees up some time to do other things while waiting for flax and barley to grow. I put together a black metal axe, one of the only things I really needed to upgrade at the moment. A skeleton surprise. Surprise, lots of skeletons. These guys really cannot do much to me with my armor set. That guy keeps hitting the bees, and I don't approve. Oh god. They all followed me in. How many skeletons? Well, based on the number of bone fragments I collected from that, I killed 74 skeletons. Jeez. It feels bad killing my brethren, but those boneheads started it. After the skeleton surprise, I took a good look at my house and felt it was just plain boring, so I had an idea. I found some tar earlier, why not upgrade some bits of the house to look better? I used a bunch of tar to replace the rooftop with a tar variant of it, and when I was done, I was still feeling it could use more. Sadly, I was out of tar though, so I ventured to the plains to find more. I found one pretty close to my plains farm, which is great, but I positioned myself poorly going up the hill and got swarmed by 4 tar blobs. The poison and slow effect is just so overwhelming when they overlap their attacks. I just couldn't handle it. No! To make matters worse, I ran back through the plains hoping to snag my gear just to be exploded by a death skeeto. The good news is that I had no skill drain on the second death since there's a built-in protection against it for a bit after dying once. Haha, life flashed before my eyes. After I got my stuff back, I drained the tar pit through my usual method of drainage trench and was able to claim over 100 tar for doing so. I put down some great looking doors and some new ornate pieces on the sides above the doors, which made my house look so much better than it previously did. I periodically made sure to keep up with the plains farm as well, picking and replacing flax and barley as quickly as I could to keep it going. I occasionally went to the swamp to pick up some easy surtling cores to help with portals in the near future, as I used up the rest of what I had earlier on my new blast furnaces. Since my plains farm had completely new plants, I thought of a way to make better use of my time instead of sitting around waiting. I figured I could sail my ship to the other plains where I knew the next boss is, and this is when I realized I made a major mistake. Oh, I forgot all this flax and barley I had in the ship. Oh, that would have made my life so much easier. What is wrong with me? If I used all of this flax and barley earlier, I could have easily twice as much, if not more, gains by now. I feel like I wasted so much time because of this, but what's in the past can't be changed, so I just moved on. I planted some extra stuff at the plains farm, used the leftovers for flour and linen, then began sailing for another shore. This island curves around to the north, so I can't go directly to the other plains like I had hoped. I had to navigate the thickest fog I've ever seen, using my map to steer the ship and having a small collision with the shore. Sailing had been largely going smoothly until I realized I made 2 more major mistakes. I am the biggest idiot. I got distracted by my last mistake with leaving stuff in the ship that I forgot to place down a portal to get back home quickly. Even bigger mistake is I didn't bring stuff to make a portal down here to begin with. What am I doing? Sadly, this was a rather large waste of time, but I did learn that this whole area is one giant island, which means I could make the trip faster by running through the nearby Black Forest back to my portal by the Plains farm to get everything situated. I will say, if I had known that these were connected like this, I would not have sailed all the way around, but, you know, you can't know until you go. This realization helped me shave some time off the entire trip after mistakes were made, which helped ease my frustration. That is, until I played a simple fight like an idiot. Oh, come on, that was dumb of me. My fault, my fault. I played it stupid. Despite my mistakes and death, I had a portal down near Yagluth's altar. Now, all I had to do was continue farming flax and barley, and then I'd be ready to take him on. To end day 79, I got busy in the kitchen, making full use of my new oven for some lox pies, a tasty way to take revenge on the lox that killed me. The final preparations before the next boss fight were officially underway. With all the flax and barley I farmed, I was able to make sufficient material for new food and an entirely new armor set. I crafted all the parts for the padded armor set and upgraded it to max level, as well as a black metal shield. I didn't bother with a new weapon at this point because, much like Motor, Yagluth is better off suited with the club I have now than the new one. Looking badass. Now, I'm ready. I climbed into bed for a good night's rest before the big fight. As I approached Yagluth's altar, I made sure to clear out any enemies I could find in the area so they wouldn't join the fight. While doing so, I made an incredible discovery to the south. Whoa. There's a Mistlands right here. So close. Okay, well I guess I know where we're going next. Holy heck. Okay, here we go. Oh, he's doing all sorts of damage to me here. Oh, I made a major mistake already. I don't have fire resistance meads on me. That's a small problem. Yeah, just casually raining meteors on me. No problem. Pretty sure that's electricity and fire. Oh! Man has laser breath. It's going to be a little bit tedious with that attack specifically because I can't stay close to him when he does it. Even with a parry, I still take a lot of burn damage. Oh, I got stuck on the rock. Oh, that was pure greed. That was really, 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 really dumb. What's he doing? He's contemplating his next move. Well, it looks like if I run around him, the AoE doesn't go as far. I'm just realizing that. As long as I don't get by the meteors, I think ultimately I'm going to be okay. Oh, I didn't realize he was doing that. I somehow didn't get hit by it. I have no idea how I didn't. Struggling to get him into a position that I can actually attack him. I gotta try to get my rested bonus up. He doesn't know where I am right now. He has no idea. Oh, I got it! I got it! Barely, but I got it. Whoa! What the lag? Oh my god, everyone's showing up. Oof, oof. Oh, I'm so dead. That sucks so much. Hit directly in the head by 2 meteors? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Saw my life flash before my eyes. Yoink. Oh! Oh! Okay, all is well. Oh! The whole pillar exploded! We're getting so close. I love when he roars. Boom. That one took a damn long time. Torn spirits. We can now make wisp fountains, and we got Yagluth trophy. The lack of fire resistance meads was an absolute blunder of my own doing. I knew they exist, I just didn't think to craft them for some reason. If I had them, I could withstand Yagluth's attacks without much problem, and you saw how things go when without them. All the same, Yagluth was defeated. I headed home and placed down the new Wisp Fountain, which is made using a torn spirit dropped by Yagluth. I placed his head on a sacrificial stone while I was at it, as day 82 was a great day for relaxing and reveling in my victory. I spent the night working on the farms since I was still going to need all of these resources in the future. I finally prepared some fire resistance meads as well, albeit a little late, but it would still have its use going forward. A big victory deserves a big reward. The Porcupine Mace isn't the most effective against Yagluth, but going forward, it would do just fine. I crafted and upgraded it to max level, perfecting it for the fights to come in the Mistlands. Man, I love the way this weapon looks. So cool. Ah, we have a wisp. Come here. Now I can make a wisp light. And now, when I use it, I'll have a little wisp guy following me around, and he'll help me see in the Mistlands. I got busy in the kitchen again, upgrading my onion soup to blood pudding for the extra stamina. I chose to sleep for the night. Despite wanting to explore the Mistlands, I didn't want to do it at night when monsters were at their most numerous. With the sun up, I made my way into the Mistlands for the first time. What is going on over here? What do they team up on? Ooh, hair. Nice. Into the Mistlands. Oh, black metal pickaxe. I might return home and actually build that. Yes, indeed. The black metal pickaxe is required in order to mine through some tough material, so it's good that I did. Jotun puffs. Oh, I forgot how craggy the Mistlands can be. I'm hearing some funky noises. Oh, something big is nearby. The Mistlands are filled with some scary creatures that make some awful noises, a theme you'll notice everywhere I go here. Sounds like War of the Worlds out here. Oh my god, okay. Okay, dude. Hello, y'all. Oh, it just gave birth. Oh, What the heck? What? What? No! This should not be legal. In fact, I'm declaring it now. This is illegal. Oh, I'm stuck. The Mistlands is not too friendly. Oof. Oh, come on, man. Oh, I'm in danger. Okay, I got the seeker. I got like a little window here. It's like stuck on the mountain. What even is going on? Oh, rolling gets them off of me. Good to know. Oh, I did it. Screw that guy, dude. Holy. Bile bag. Pleasant. Truly. Hello, Dwergar. They don't seem too bad to fight. Petrified bone. More ticks. Oh, a skull. Now this is a good find. In this biome, you can find ancient dead bodies of giants. In their skulls, you can find the remnants of their brains called soft tissue, an important resource at this point in the game. Oh. Well, that's cool. Oh god. This is not ideal with this weather. Good god, there's so many bugs. Oh, I can't believe I lived that. That was madness. On top of this raging storm, the Seekers were protecting something inside, and going down the stairs, I discovered what. Sounds like there's more bugs down here. Oh, well, infested mine. Oh god. Ticks and seekers. Ah. Get off me. Get off me, you're terrible. Ouch. We just button mashed them. Seal breaker fragment. God, this place just sounds awful. Oh, hello. Ouch. It goes deeper? There's so many bugs. Oh god. Oh, I'm so dead. No, man, there was so many. Okay, we got the goods. Get me out of here. Don't eat me. Okay. We're back. This is really strange. I can't get like one at a time. Nice little jump shot. I can't see. Ooh, shiny. I'll take that, thank you. Oh, I see that fragment in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back here later. My weapon will not survive these fights, and that'll be SOL. These mines are important. They're the only place you can find black cores and sealbreaker fragments. Black cores are important for crafting, and sealbreaker fragments are required to access the Forsaken Altar where the Queen Seeker herself awaits. This is why, despite my death, I'm sticking around to explore. Unfortunately, I was eventually forced out of the mine because my weapon was on the verge of breaking. I made the long run back to the portal and home, and hatched a plan upon finding a small section of Black Forest. I figured it would pay off to build a portal here, at the very least to start a small farm nearby and have faster access points to the Mistlands. I spent the rest of the night gathering resources for this project. I set up a small shack with a portal in it in my usual fashion before setting up a small farm. Much like flax and barley, Jotun puffs and mage caps only grow in Mistlands. I didn't bother setting up much of a wall here as I felt it was secluded enough that I wouldn't have to worry about it. Having a much closer portal, I was able to get back to business at the infested mine. Sadly, however, there was nothing much of interest left for me aside from a bunch of seekers and ticks. If I can get them in a corner, I can just beat up on them all day long. They get staggered so easily. But until that point, it's just kind of a mess. I continued to explore the area, taking down another Gjall that was hounding me, and soon after stumbling upon a giant skull. I'd have to fight for this one though, as the Dwergar claimed it as their own. But it's being protected by these guys. If I try to break that open, I think they're going to attack me. Ooh. We could also use the Gjall to our advantage here. Let them fight the Gjall. Weaken them up a little bit. My plan is working brilliantly. Oh, another one just showed up. That's alright. I'll help them take this guy out. They're both weakened up pretty well. I should be able to handle them myself. You guys gonna kill him? Don't worry, I will. I helped you out, and now it's time for you to go. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Got ourselves an extractor out of the deal, too. I cleaned out the skull of all the soft tissue and carried on. Going down the hill, I ran into another giant skull, so I mined all the soft tissue out of that one as well. Even with a portal much closer than the previous one, the landscape of the Mistlands makes it so traveling in and out of the area is extremely time consuming. By the time I got home and back to the Mistlands again, it was late into the night, forcing me to have to fight large groups of Seekers and another Gjall. On top of that, there wasn't much left to find here. This biome was proving to be quite sparse outside of what I'd already discovered. So now I needed to find another Mistlands to explore. I went to gather more resources for another set of portals and was annoyed with myself for not gathering more of this stuff earlier in my playthrough. Such a bonehead. I set sail due east from my Yagluth portal, sailing through a storm and virtually seeing nothing else until running into another island. At first I only saw plains, but going south I found a black forest, and just beyond that was a Mistlands biome. This is looking like Mistlands right here. I set myself up another portal after eradicating the local Grey Dwarf population again, and wondering at this point how many could possibly be left in the world. Oh, look at this, it's perfect. Beautiful. Now I was set to explore once again. Almost immediately stepping into the Mistlands, I found an infested mine. Oh, hey, this is nice. I had a difficult time getting in with a huge number of Seekers gatekeeping me, constantly attacking and knocking me back so far I'd get pushed out of the mine entirely. There's a million of them right at the door. Oh, God. What the? How'd you get up here? After slowly whittling them down, I was able to get through and made one of the single biggest loot finds in my entire playthrough. Oh, there's more secret doors over here. Oh my God, 3 of them. I'm assuming the Dwergar made these, but I gotta tell them it's not so secret if you write on it. All these black cores. Got 9 plus the 1 at home. That's 10. 9 black cores, all sitting right next to each other in hidden rooms. The rest of the mine was basically useless, but with the 9 and the 1 that I had back at home, I'd be able to get things moving forward. No, wrong weapon, but it worked. I secured the black cores at home and looked at what else I'd need for a new crafting table, the black forge. I need some black marble, which is easily obtained by going back to the first Mistlands I was in and mining some of the first skull I found earlier. Things are starting to get a little cramped in here, but let's just go ahead and place it down right there. Ooh, I can make an arbalest. That does sound nice. You feel a chill down your spine. What does that mean? Oh, I'm being raided by ghosts. Interesting. And wraiths. I didn't know this was possible. I had no idea that this was even a possible raid. You're just taking damage from the hot tub, dude. Or is it the smoke? Surely there's more around. Ah, hey. There you are. Of course a raid would happen just as I'm advancing my gear. I made the arbalest and 100 bone bolts just to give it a try. I had plenty of resources to put down the black forge cooler as well, which leveled up my black forge to allow for upgrading. There we go. Well, now I can make black metal bolts too. I can also make a mortar and pestle for the cauldron. We got some new foods. We got salad and seeker aspic. Ooh, that gives Eikthyr mana. And what's salad do for me? 80 stamina, Jotun puffs, onions, and cloudberries. It's not bad. The Jotun puff and mage cap farm was already proving fruitful, allowing me to make a ton of salad and hoarding the rest of them for future use. It's time to try the arbalest. I gotta load it up. Yeah, that's basically hit scan. What the heck? Oh, there's just water everywhere here. It's kind of annoying to navigate. Alright, what kind of damage was that? 191. Damn, this thing is, a cannon. Overall, I'm quite pleased with the arbalest. Oh, look at this landscape. This is awful. I absolutely despise the landscape of this Mistlands, even more so because it's surrounded by water and you're forced to climb mountains to avoid getting wet. It's like playing Skyrim if it were only mountains. But I didn't want to sail for another Mistlands, so I just dealt with it. I found another mine, this one having a singular black core in a hidden room. The rest of the mine was useless, nothing of value at all. I continued my Skyrim parkouring around the Mistlands, getting annoyed at the landscape, but still finding structures to explore. Ooh. Another building with all sorts of bugs. Dude, there's so many bugs on this building. Oh, this is the queen. This is the boss. Well, I guess it explains that. I cannot believe I just ran into the Queen's altar, especially here in this horrible area. Now that I know where to find her though, I wanted to try to move things forward quickly. This would require a lot of work and fast. The plan now was to go home and sail some black metal ingots down to the first Mistlands I was in. Since I can't use the portal while holding onto them, it was the only way to get them down there. The alternative is to make a blast furnace in the Mistlands, but that requires iron ingots, and so I'd have to do even more work that way. I picked up the motor ability to make sure I have tailwinds in the event wind blows directly against me to slow me down out on the ocean. I didn't encounter anything out on the water, and I used motor not too far away from my objective, but I did anyway just to make the most of my time. I was able to land extremely close, much closer than I thought to my Mistlands farm portal, allowing me to set up a sap extractor right away. To move things along a little bit faster, I wanted to get a second sap extractor going, and I knew exactly where to go to get a second Dwergar extractor for it. Yep, everyone funnel out. Oh, good stuff. One of them got messed up. Oh, they're messing the Gyal up too. The mages heal. That's a problem. I gotta find a moment to pick them off. Come on, man. Do some damage, Mr. Gyal. Oof. No dice. This rogue's pretty close to death. I think I start here. I go crazy on this mage right here. Yeah, that was the choice. Oh, the missile! Okay, good block. Get it, Mr. Seeker. Kill him. Never mind, I will. Don't worry about it. Ah, typical 1-star. Oof. Whoa! No, 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 no. Ooh, someone's shooting it. Good. There's a guy in here too. Oh god, stamina. Ah, no problem. We got him. Give me that. Oh god. He's coming inside. Maybe this is my chance to bail. After nearly dying to a 1-star seeker, I was able to run away and craft the second sap extractor. Ooh, big moments. Now I can make the Eikthyr refinery. That's what's up. Yes, indeed. And I left to make it. Now, in order to make the most of this Eikthyr refinery, I need to place it in a protective barrier. What I mean by this is the Eikthyr refinery, when it's active, will shoot off little magic bits that do damage to weaker materials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a complete iron cage for it. All right, let's place this inside of it. Soft tissue goes in top. Sap goes in the bottom. And now we are officially producing Eikthyr. And Eikthyr looks like little green balls. And now we've learned all sorts of stuff on day 94. Hdor table. That's a big one. The hdor table is huge. It allows for crafting a new type of equipment that allows for casting spells. I need more black cores for this, however, considering I need 5 and I only have 2. I ventured out to the Mistlands once again, hoping I'd find more of these to get magic equipment. After going through the portal, I went further north so I could explore a different section of the Mistlands. Going directly east from there, I found an infested mine protected by seekers. Oh my god, that one-shot it. Oh, that's a 2-star seeker. No. Knowing how much damage 1-star seekers do, I wasn't taking any risks with the 2-star variant. I blasted away at it with my arbalest until it exploded. Okay, I think I was putting a real damper on my motivation here, but we got him. We like secret rooms. Yeah. Alright, there's 2. I see a black core in there. I see a couple of them, in fact. But I see about 3 million seekers. Oh, none inside. Sadness. I found more black cores than I thought I would in this mine, happily going home with my prize. Oh, baby. Look at all this magic gear. At this moment, I'm happy that I've maintained my farms. This makes a major part of the resources needed to craft all of this new gear already ready to use. The only thing I had to really do now is wait for Eikthyr to craft in the refinery, and you can assume that most of the next couple days is this. In the meantime, I made my rounds managing all my farms to pass the time, and taking some time to get Yggdrasil wood as well. I kept making trips to the Mistlands to empty the sap extractors, occasionally placing them on new routes in the vicinity. I had some tough encounters during all of this, but I used the nearby Dwergar to my advantage to destroy the enemies. I prepared some new foods that will help a lot with Mistlands. Misthair Supreme, which offers 85 health and 28 stamina, and Seeker Aspic, which is extremely special here, offers 85 Eikthyr alongside low amounts of health and stamina. By the way, if you don't know what Eikthyr is in this place, it's mana, or magic casting juice. I replaced a few furnishings in my house, namely the round table as it's a better variant to give me more comfort, and the black marble throne just because I like it more. I'm now able to have 25 minutes of rested bonus because of 18 total comforts. On day 97, I finally had enough Eikthyr to craft everything I wanted to. I made the entire Eikthyr weave set alongside a Staff of Embers, a Staff of Frost, and of course a Dead Razor because I'm just a bonehead that wants bonehead friends. Oh baby. It's time for some magic shenanigans. Now being capable of using magic, I left for the Mistlands to test it all out. Oh, look at that fire damage. My Frost doesn't do so well against him. Yeah, that fire damage really does quite well. Oh. Oh, the Frost Staff absolutely decimates the Seekers. That's great news. Oh boy, am mine. Makes clearing those easy. I love that combo. Set them on fire. And then hit him with a frost. It's beautiful. Ah, no, I couldn't move. Those damn 1-star ticks, man. I'm going for it. What are you doing up there? Yes, I can just make things explode now, man. Nice and easy. I can't believe it's a tick that killed me. Oh, I actually can't use this. I need 100 Eikthyr in order to summon skeletons. Yikes. Well, that makes me sad. The magic weapons are incredibly fun to use. They offer such a different style of gameplay, and I'm sad I didn't get to them sooner. Even hunting hair was easier, either by explosion from Staff of Embers or spray and pray from the Staff of Frost. I'm still sad though that I didn't get the opportunity to summon any skeletons. I could have gone home and crafted another food that gives additional Eikthyr, but I didn't want to take the time to do so at this point in my adventure. I found a giant skull nearby, so of course I mined it for all of the soft tissue. After all, if I'm going to continue this playthrough, then I'm going to need more Eikthyr to upgrade my new gear, right? After a total of 100 in-game days or 50 hours in real life of this playthrough of Valheim, I gave my thoughts on day 100. I think overall, the only thing that I would really change is maybe the size of my house. Maybe in the future I'll expand upon it in one direction or another, maybe bring it a couple tiles this way, or maybe tear down the storage system, connect these two with a hallway of sorts, take off the roof, make a second floor, put the roof back on top. Some simple things like that. I say simple, but it would be quite time consuming overall. But the challenge of this video was to see how far I could make it in 100 days. And honestly, if I gave myself maybe 105 days, I'd probably be able to take out the queen. But the thing I'm waiting for now is just more sap so I can get more Eikthyr to upgrade my gear to better take her on. As far as my progression goes, I don't think I would really change a thing. I've played through, I think this is my 3rd time now. And so getting to this point in 100 days is definitely the furthest I've made it in the shortest amount of time. So I'm proud of that. I feel really great about that. Big shout out to all the members that are active after coming back from a big hiatus. Thank you all so much for your support. Check out my grounded playthrough where I play for 100 days across the span of 4 videos.